welcome to Exploding Heads Horror Podcast, big episode number 15. This is the Sleepaway Camp franchise. We're covering it all, top to bottom, front to back, and the whole nine. And whole 9 inches? Yeah, I can say she's packing that. Yeah.
Hey, Emilio. Party hats at 2 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. And so it begins. In case you don't know, my name is Dave Z. And, as always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts over here. I'll introduce them. First, we have the next Horrorphilia Golden Boy, the bleached asshole himself, Christian. Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know about Golden Boy. I'm the Golden Shower Boy, maybe.
And I called you the bleached asshole. I didn't mean to call you the bleached asshole. I meant to say something about your asshole's bleached.
Either way, thank you.
The bleached. Okay, wait. Do you bleach anything on your body at all? Or
no, I actually have never. I don't want to let anybody down, but I've never actually done it.
Shit. If you did, or if you were currently doing it, I could say that would work. I'd call you the bleached asshole because you'd be bleached. How about your hair? Ever bleach your hair?
I have done that, actually. You know what? I have done that. So I've lied to everybody.
See, I figured it out. So I can call you the bleached asshole and get away with it then.
Yeah.
Even though you're not currently bleached.
Yeah. Even though, like, you just mean my whole aura is an asshole. So that's why I'm the bleached asshole.
Yeah, I can buy that.
Thank you.
But I had to get bleached in there. Asshole. Yeah. Anyone can be called an asshole, but a bleached asshole? I mean, that's what this show's all about.
Few and far between, I know.
And we're already on it, and oh yeah.
Jeez, where's my introduction?
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's not forget.
Don't eat it on my time, Brandon.
Jesus, you two are going at it like the shit sisters. I'm gonna call you guys the Chode brothers.
Oh, the Chode, the Chode with the biggest load.
Instead of the Chode, the Chode.
Let me do it now. I'll give you a nice one. Okay, over here.
Nice load.
Next up.
Over here.
Next up on the mic, we have the Rookie of the Year, the Wild Card, the man who can't decide what he loves more, Black Phillip or Friday the 13th Part 7, the new blood. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Brandon.
That was good.
Okay.
It wasn't as much love as Christian got, but it was good.
Oh, I think it was good.
What? You got more love than Christian. You
I
got
think
Rookie
so,
of
too.
the Year Wild Card.
Christian got a 20-minute convo back and forth.
I have a feeling that if 5 years down the road, you're still going to be called Rookie of the Year.
Like me, I'm 40 still,
Yeah.
Every year.
The Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that's a good intro.
Very good.
If it's not, well then, what can I say? If it's the first time listening, I'm sorry. What can I say? And if it's not the first time listening, well, I'm sorry for you because you're still listening.
No, you be the judge. Was that a good intro? We got to let the listeners tell us yes, yay, or nay on the intro. Guaranteed it's a yay.
Rate our intro.
Yeah, just the intro. Just go to iTunes and rate the intro for the show. Not even the show. But we're not going to talk about ratings this week. We're not going to talk about emails. We have a few. We're not going to talk about anything except this franchise and what's related directly to it. We're getting right into it. We're trying to hopefully get this done in 3 hours. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. This is the Sleepaway Camp franchise. We're going to cover everything that has to do with it movie-wise, and including, that piece of shit. So, when we get to it, we'll talk about it. But which piece of shit you ask?
Are you talking about Brandon's movie challenge again? Waka waka woo!
Oh, fuck, that was good. Brandon's not saying a word. Okay, I guess this is the right show to just talk about bleached assholes and shit right off the bat and everything else, because this is the kind of franchise we're dealing with.
And there's a reference to it in part 2 when we get to it.
Yes, there is. Don't be a shitty camper. I know.
No!
Okay, save it.
I'm saving it.
It's a better.
I even asked Christian about it the other day. I'm like, did you get it?
No.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
And he didn't.
I didn't
I'm gonna bring it up tonight.
Cool.
I'll bring it up tonight.
That's why we're here. We're gonna bring it up. Oh, let me say off the bat, this is gonna be filled with spoilers. So there's no way. We're just gonna do it regular review style. We're not gonna have a spoiler section. Nothing. We're just doing it. So if you haven't seen this franchise,
You had 33 years to see it. If you haven't seen it, you're probably like Dave Z with Fright Night. You
Well,
deserve to have it spoiled. Spoiled.
well, that's going to go into a story. Okay, let's talk about Sleepaway. We're not going to do the synopsis yet. We're going to say I want to say something. We'll do a little thing to get into it, but my introduction to this movie and this series is a tale worth telling, and you'll see why at the end. Okay.
We'll decide that.
Yeah, is it worth
Okay.
listening to? That's the question.
We'll find out. The listeners can rate that too, I guess. Okay, now check it out. This movie, 1983, so it was out when, in the heyday. It was another VHS that I saw in the aisle, and never rented it. Did not rent this movie. Didn't want to see the movie. I saw the box, and you guys know the old VHS box with the letter on top, "Dear Mom and Dad,"
With the knife sticking through the shoe, too.
The knife sticking through the shoe, Sleepaway Camp, you won't be coming home, etc. That. I saw that, and at the time, like I said, this is 83. When did it come to video? I don't know, 84, whatever. I was heavy into Friday the 13th, obviously. Take a drink. Many times, I watched them all. I was, heavy into it. And I remember seeing this box, and already at that age, having knowledge of looking at something and seeing it as like a cheap knockoff of something else. Right?
You're like, that's a sloppy box.
It wasn't a sloppy box, but the fact that it was a camp. The fact that all I said is, this is going to be some piece of shit ripoff of a Friday the 13th movie because it's at a camp.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You probably thought it was just gonna be someone going around stabbing people in the feet,
Yeah, because of the shoe?
knife through the shoe, or about a killer ingrown toenail or something.
Maybe that's... that might have been a turnoff, was that a shoe on a knife. Now I think it's great. I associate
awesome.
with the movie. I respect it. At the time, at the tender young age of whatever, I skipped it. I never wanted to see it. I said, that's got to be some whatever. So now, years later, flash forward, 2000 or something, when the message boards and the internet are going big, and I hear people talking about this movie. And I hear the spoiler about the end. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this movie's okay. But I still didn't watch it. Now, one day I'm at Best Buy, and I'm with a girl I'm dating at the time, and she spots the Survivor Kit. And if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's an out-of-print box set. And it has 1, 2, and 3, and a little bit of that piece of shit that they started and didn't finish. And it was there, so she saw it and got excited. She's like, oh, the Sleepaway Camp set. And I was like, really? You like them, huh? She's like, yeah. So she bought the damn things. We went home. I watched the movie. And the first time I watched the movie, all I said was, I like it. But to me, it was kind of like Meatballs, the movie Meatballs, with murder. That's all I had to say about this movie.
Hey, Meatballs is a great Canadian movie.
Listen, yes, it's a comedy. It's from the 80s. It has its place in society. Yes.
And from Canada. Forget
And
that.
from Canada, which gives it an
Wall
extra.
building motherfuckers.
So yeah, so I liked it, but I was like, well, there was a lot of children in it. The kills were kind of, I don't care about bees. At this point, that was my first view.
I don't care about bees.
Did you just say I don't care about bees?
bees used as kills.
Just like
in a slasher.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God.
He's like, no, not the bees. Not the bees.
I don't know exactly what I said, but you know what I'm getting at. I just didn't care for those type of kills. I was like, again, this is 2000, and I'm still into gore and slashers and everything else. And I was like, well, okay, the ending is great. That makes a lot. I understand why people love it. But that was my initial, reaction. And then I listened to the Skeleton Crew cover it, and they were all about it. I said, maybe I'll watch that movie again. And I watched it again, and I liked it more. And I've watched it a few times since, and we'll get to the review. But that's my introduction to the series. Where did you guys start with it?
It's funny that you mentioned that, Dave, because mine wasn't. I didn't wait nearly as long, but it was a bit. I saw the box. And, you know what? It wasn't sloppy, and I wanted to watch it, but I kept putting it on the back burner. I'm like, maybe next time. And I think I was like, remember seeing the poster for Sleepaway Camp 2 coming out on a video, and I'm like, ooh, Part 2, and I love that. That is a simple photograph, but she's with a knapsack, and it's got Freddy's glove, the mask, and the chainsaw hanging out of it. I'm like,
okay, wait.
ooh.
Let me interrupt.
Okay.
Okay, you liked seeing that the Freddy thing and the Jason thing and the chainsaw.
Yeah, for the sequel. So then that's what made me say, wow, now I really want to see this movie. So I better watch the first one. But then for whatever reason, I ended up watching part 2 first, and then I'll get to my thoughts and feelings on that later. But then that made me say, well, no, I've got to go back now and watch the original. So I dragged my feet at it too. A big horror fan, big slasher fan, and yet kept putting it off because at the time it got really piss poor reviews. Really shit, like this is garbage, it's amateur hour, yeah, it's got a twist, but even that doesn't make sense, and we'll get into it. But that was my introduction. Like, I mean, so I was like not really running out to say, yeah, I want to watch that next. So yeah, wow. I watched it after part 2.
Story about it.
Sorry, Brandon, go ahead.
No, I'll let you go ahead, finish.
No, I actually was just saying. So yeah, I watched part 2 first, but then probably within weeks, watched the first one. Yeah.
It's got to be weird watching part 2 first and then going back and watching 1. That might be the strangest in a horror series I could imagine doing it.
You're a wacky Canadian.
Oh, you know what, though? I knew the twist. I knew the twist as well, so...
Yeah.
At that point, it was old.
I probably didn't see these films until probably mid-2000s, early mid-2000s. But the funny thing is, I was supposed to see them much earlier. I was supposed to see them in about 2000. I was in Best Buy, and I went to buy the survival kit, but some bitch stole the last copy from me while she was talking to her freaking clueless boyfriend about seeing these movies.
That guy sound like Joe Pesci?
How did you know? Were you there?
Oh, you fuck. I didn't even catch that.
Of course you didn't.
I know, right? Some host. All right. I can't even get the fucking jokes.
I'm going to send you a list of the jokes before we start recording.
Yeah, what are we, fucking Mystery Science Theater? We're going to fucking prepare beforehand?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a sit-down read-through.
That was good, though. That was good.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. See?
Yeah, no, nothing special to me. I didn't see these as a kid. I think I saw the first Sleepaway Camp. I had a like a 4-pack that it was on, and it was a really terrible copy, but I watched it on that. And I forgot when I saw the others, but pretty positive experience for all of them from the beginning.
Spoiler. All right, so we already know. He liked them a lot the first time he saw them. Okay. I got to go back to that thing real quick, and then we'll really get into the review, and then there won't be any bullshit. But this is Sleepaway related.
Did the girl have big titties? Is that what you're about to say?
Who, me?
Did the girl that you were with when she bought the survival kit, did she have big titties? Did you just want to add that to the story?
Oh, she had a big booty. I'll give her that. I gotta stop. Oh, it's someone else entirely. Oh man. Yeah. What was I saying? Okay, Sleepaway Camp 2. I saw that box, now, and I still hadn't seen the movie. Mind you, because remember this is the '80s, and we're talking. I didn't watch it till the 2000s. I'm gonna say it was about 2000. I don't know, at least 2004 when I saw it. So anyway, wow. I saw that box as a kid. And it immediately was turned off. I had the opposite reaction that Christian had.
Hot chick on the cover?
Not the hot chick. Just anytime another horror movie references Freddy and Jason, even that at that age, I just saw it as a desperate attempt to fucking, because they're inferior, to cash in on something else. Just like, remember you used to see those boxes and there'd be quotes, scarier than Jason, more menacing than Freddy.
Junior.
You were like 15 when that movie came out. How unhappy were you as a child?
Yeah.
I wasn't unhappy. I just had my finger on the pulse of fucking marketing.
Hey, Night of the Demons. Night of the Demons did that. Angela's having a party. Jason and Freddy are too scared to come. You'll have a hell of a time. I remember that because that's what made me want to watch the movie.
I'm the opposite. That's why I didn't see Night of the Demons in its initial run. Again. Wow. See? Anytime you mention Freddy and Jason, I saw it as a fucking... If this movie's strong enough to stand on its own, it doesn't have to fucking include that. That's just the way I thought as a kid. It's kind of the way I think now. Now, did it affect...
Every movie still does that today, especially with the horror comedies, with Shaun of the Dead, and with Insidious and Conjuring.
Now is a different time, and that's... I feel you. But at that time, when Freddy and Jason and all that shit was at its height, to see anyone else mention it just seemed to me like a desperate type of move.
I love it.
It
I love
turned
it.
me off. I'm like, I don't want to see another movie with a fucking hockey mask killer in it. I knew that. Anyone that would do that that's ridiculous. I mean, wasn't there a movie like that too, Bloody Murder or something? The guy wore a fucking hockey
Yeah,
mask.
Bloody Murder 1 and 2, I think it's called, and then
I never watched those movies.
there's one that was like a parody called Unmasked Part 25.
Well, that's a great one. That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, and then of course Alone in the Dark, but that really doesn't count.
Right, and it was before Jason anyway.
Yeah.
We talked about it on show 1.
Numero
did?
uno. If
Don't you remember?
And if you haven't
Of
listened
course
to
I
it,
remember.
go back and listen to it. Go back and listen to the back catalog, so to speak.
Yes,
Our
go
forgotten
back.
treasures.
Yeah, it is the back catalog already. Yeah,
I know,
we have
it's
a
funny,
back
though.
catalog already.
We're gonna have a best of coming out soon.
I gotta
Brandon's
tell you,
not in it.
I sold the rights to the back catalog to Michael Jackson's family.
Oh fuck. Oh
We're
shit.
gonna break up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's gonna be like the Beatles. Yep, there's gonna be a bidding war for those 14 precious shows. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, by the way, everybody, I'll say one thing: rate, subscribe, and share us. Okay, and you join the group page.
Be
Just
delicate while you share us, though.
yeah, just go on iTunes and do it. Just fucking do it. It takes a minute. We don't ask for much at all. Please. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about, unless someone has something to add before we go into this review. I'm ready to jump in.
Only thing I can say is Angel's got a deck. Okay, let's start.
Oh, what a prick. Okay. Brandon, will you do us the honors?
Yes.
All right.
Sleepaway Camp, 1983, directed by Robert
Hiltzik.
Hiltzik. Thank you. Angela Baker, a traumatized and very shy young girl, is sent to summer camp with her cousin Ricky. Shortly after her arrival, anyone with sinister or less than honorable intentions gets their comeuppance.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you.
I like it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. It was long and it was good.
No, Felissa Rose has got a gorgeous cock. Mouth-watering, some would say. You know, the one thing I forgot about this film was the opening scene.
The scene that's filmed in like September or October, that's like all like just you hear campers and counselors and there's various shots, and it's like for a for sale sign. Is that a for sale sign because they were just about to buy the camp, or is it for sale because of everything that happened? And are we seeing after the summer?
I was going to ask you guys that same question because I thought that too watching it. But after thinking about it, I conclude that it's because of what happened. It's after.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's how I took it, that it was after. But I wasn't even talking about that scene. I was talking about, with the opening scene with the kids and the father.
Oh yeah.
But
That,
I mean,
that seems batshit crazy.
that was batshit crazy. But I want to talk about that opening thing that you're talking about because I think it's great. Because I think they're showing, and as they show the places, that you hear the noises of the past and the things that we're about to see in the movie.
Yeah.
You hear things going on there, things that actually took place there. I think that's cool. I think it's creepy. And I think it's a really good way to start this series. And I right off the bat, I'll say that's what separates this movie from the rest of the movies in this franchise. Is that
It takes a lot of guessing out of it. Let's just say for the rest of the movie, I wasn't like, man, is this camp going to be for sale at the end of this movie? I didn't say that once because I knew.
Yeah, you know. It's like
yeah.
Amityville. You know
Yeah.
how they got the for sale sign in the beginning of the Amityville movies?
Yeah.
It's the after effects. It's not the before.
No, it is a great opening.
Yeah, it is great. And matter of fact, hold on. I have a sample of it here. Hold on. And tell me what you think about this, because I think it's really cool. It's actually scary sounding. Hold on. Why can't I play this thing?
Hold on a little longer.
Okay, now doesn't that set the tone for a scary horror movie for impending doom?
Sounds very 70s-ish.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's great. I think that's everything about it, the soundtrack there, and the cinematography, them showing the slow pan of the camp and the different sites we're about to see. It's kind of cool, and it's something that people look at this movie in the series and they think trash, and I think this Robert Hiltzik did a really good job directing this film, and I don't think I realized it as much as I did this viewing. And that happens sometimes when you're doing a review because you just kind of pay attention. And I've only seen this movie half a dozen times. Well, a lot of people have seen this a lot. Now, okay, this movie was selected as the best movie on our group page for the year 1983. And
Yeah.
Christian, you talked a little bit about it last week, and I kind of know, maybe this viewing might have changed your opinion a bit, I don't know, but I kind of know the way you feel about this movie. And it's like I said, people consider it kind of like trash cinema. Now, what do you think about that? Are you still feeling that way? And what I'm saying right now about the direction of this Hiltzig, does that change anything?
No, not like I love this series. Like that's the funniest part of it. I'll watch all 4 of them. Like, and no issues with that. However, I do find them more guilty pleasures. I don't find them like classics. I find them like trash that I just love to watch. That's like junk food.
Like Toxic Avenger?
No, but I guess to a certain extent, I can see what you're saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not going to ring a 10 out of 10 for me tonight. That will be my little spoiler alert. But the reality is that Toxic Avenger to me was a classic that I loved and still love. Sleepaway Camp was one I actually didn't like at first, and then I would go back and revisit it. And it would grow on me. It's just sort of its insane nature, its lunacy, the bad acting, the melodrama. It kind of wins you over after a while. That fucking mustache at the end. I mean, there's so many things that I can come back to. But again, I cannot say this is a great movie.
Oh, that's okay. I can respect that. I
don't know if anyone would argue that this is a great movie, but a fun movie.
Okay, well, like a fun movie, but I can't give it like a movie of the year by no means, especially in '83. By no means.
Yeah, but I got news here. This is a film that I could watch over and over.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of rewatchability. All of them do. All of them do.
I have watched it over and over.
Obviously, we all have, but I can't say that for every slasher. I think because this one knows it's not taking itself seriously, and it's actually, well, this one's actually more serious than Tom, but when we get to the sequels especially, they don't take themselves as seriously, and they're done in the correct way. They're funny.
Well, I think that's part of its charm. Sorry. Yeah. And I you know what? And I think that's why people gravitate to it and maybe give it like a higher sort of standard and awarded it best movie on our poll because of the charm factor.
There's something about this movie, and I've heard people talk about it, and I hadn't gotten it before, and it's the last 2 times I watched it, last summer and this summer, it really sunk in. Like last summer it did, and this time, I'm like, I wonder if I'll still feel the same way. I'm thinking going into this, is I really enjoyed it last summer. It was cool. But the summer's obviously the best time to watch this movie, and that's why we're doing this show now too. Hopefully everyone's gonna listen. It was no fluke last year. This time watching it, it was probably the most fun I've had watching. And I was by myself. The last 2 times I had people. So maybe that's different. Either way, watching it this time, it really impressed me on a different level. And it's like, and I could say it's a great movie. Like just in conversation, like if we were just sitting here talking about movies, and I was like, oh fuck. Have you seen Sleepaway Camp? If someone wants to say that, nobody here would say that, but whatever.
I would have no problem saying that if somebody's, like, I like horror films, and somebody's like, I'm like, do you guys like slashers or whatever? And they said yes, I'd be like, Sleepaway Camp.
Right. And if they said, what do you think about Sleepaway Camp? I'd say, oh shit, you got to see it. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
I would call it a great movie, because that's what I'd say. I would totally say it in that manner of conversation. Oh, it's fucking great. You got to see that movie.
Yeah, I would probably say the same thing, but not in the sense that it's a masterpiece of cinematic history.
Well, I wouldn't. No. What would you say that about? You think I would say that about Friday the 13th Part 2 as much as I love it? Of course.
No, that's what makes it difficult sometimes with ratings of horror films. Because some of them are well made, but are more style over substance, and this is just all substance. Yeah, I think it looks good though.
There's a lot of trash going on and a lot of fucked up characters and everything else, but I still say that Robert Hiltzig directed this movie differently than Michael Simpson did with 2 and 3. That's all I'm going to say.
Michael Simpson, I think Michael A. Simpson was more of not pornographer, but like he had a different style. This one definitely has its own charm and own unique style that it's kind of duplicated to a certain degree in Return. We'll get there, but I think it's actually like not well directed. I think that's his style.
He seems to have a thing for creepy cooks.
Yeah, he loves his creepy, baldy loving cooks.
Baldy loving.
Now that guy, yeah, I mean, this is just loaded with characters.
Whoa. Yeah.
Right? What's funny about that guy, and I forgot his name, of course, the fucking pedophile cook. I should know, but I don't remember. Anybody know that cat's name?
I think it's Brandon. Yeah.
Artie? Yeah, Brandon. So he's talking, where I'm from, they call them baldies. And the funny thing is, the ridiculous thing is that the cook, the other guy, the head cook, fucking just laughs it off.
Oh, yeah. No, they're almost like, yeah, buddy, yeah. That's what I said when we did TGI. It's almost like they don't even like say like, you are a sick motherfucker. They're like, yeah, baldies. Yeah.
Well, look, here's how I explain it. And my dad was watching this film with me because he had never seen it. And I told him, I was like, the 80s were a very different time. Pedophilia wasn't frowned upon as much.
And what was his response to that?
He was like, I miss the good old days. No, he didn't say that. Oh, God. No, he didn't say that.
Oh, that's good. You share a computer with him. You better.
No, this movie was ahead of its time, even with that opening scene. I like the father with his boyfriend.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
You know what I find funny is when the guy does get hit and the camera just shows you that one shot straight fucking of the guy's fucking face going, John. The camera cuts. So I guess you could say, okay, maybe the editing wasn't fantastic. That is cheap.
The editing and the directing, that whole scene, that girl screaming,
oh yeah,
God. And then the boat that can't turn, even though it's got plenty. It's like 2 minutes.
She's an idiot. She's a fucking idiot. I guess that's all there is to it. She's afraid. She can't drive the boat. She's never driven the boat before. Well, I could see somebody.
John's an idiot too, because John's just looking at the boat going, yeah, that boat's coming right for me.
Yeah, splashing, right? He's sitting there like splashing.
I'm a goner.
Like, he's got his two kids.
John, duck. Like, I mean, come on. It's great. But you know what?
He had a really tight nut hugger on. It was really hard to swim in those.
And then I love the one shot of him just floating by the camera.
Oh,
totally like fine. It looks like he's totally fine.
That looks like me. That looks like something I would do in a pool.
Yeah.
As a kid playing with friends or
pretend like you're dead and just float.
Yes, exactly.
I still do that.
Right. I think I did it with my daughter yesterday in the pool for a second. It's one of my favorite tricks,
Yeah,
jump in the water.
Scare the crap out of them.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, that is funny though. I'm glad you brought that up. This is a movie we could dissect fucking everything about. We could almost go scene for scene. There's so much happening. Of course, we don't have the time, and we're not going to. But that's just the kind of movie this is. It's very entertaining. There's always something going on. There really is. It's something you can either laugh at or laugh with or just straight up enjoy from, a perspective of a horror movie.
I got to agree with you there. Like, I can't disagree because I figured everybody was on drugs when they made the movie. And you know what the downfall is? Like, well, not the downfall. I was going to be talking to Felissa Rose, but it never happened last week. And I had so many questions for her to ask her.
Sweet too.
And I just wanted to know because I thought I said, guaranteed. This director's gay. Guaranteed. Married, 3 kids, been married for ages. And everything like that. Like, I mean, this has so much homoeroticism overtones to it. Like, not just about the gay lovers and whatever like that. Like, there's like tons of shots of, boys with no shirts and whatever like that. We watched them play softball for what? Like, God feels like we watched the whole game at one scene. It just seems like a lot of lingering shots, and you're just nothing like overtly creepy, but just like it just felt really gay.
I think Victor Salva directed that scene.
Yeah, I think he was salivating for most of this movie.
Yeah.
I think he was playing second base.
I think he was trying to get to third base.
What'd you guys think of Aunt Martha?
Oh, fuck. I love Aunt Martha.
Wouldn't she have made for a great, like, spin-off movie?
Yeah, Martha's Murders or something. Yeah.
I do think she would be fine with that. Yes, I do. She's crazy. The first time I saw the movie, I'm like, this movie's horrible because her acting was so stage melodrama that I'm like, I can't watch it.
Yeah, but see, that's where I disagree.
No, it grows on you now. But the first time I watched it, though, I was like, fuck this.
I thought that too, but now, to me, it seems completely intentional. She's a fucking wackadoo. She's a crazy... No wonder fucking Peter/Angela is fucked up, being raised by this woman. She's the one that made fucking him into that. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad acting. I just think she's just fucking a kook, and she plays the part well. That's what I think. It's not like Troll 2, you know?
No. It's not intentionally bad, but the fact that it is bad...
It's bad.
In all the films, with some of the characters, not all of them, but with a lot of the characters, adds to the charm of it.
But I like her. It does add to the charm of it. And that's it. Like, maybe when I first saw it, I thought that was annoying or stupid or whatever. And then, after listening to podcasts and seeing more love for it and this and that, and then experiencing it myself, now it's, I look forward to that.
Look, that's why Felissa Rose didn't do part 2 or 3. She was supposed to come back and do it, but her comedy, they didn't like her comedy. I mean, she was young.
She couldn't do comedy. It wasn't.
She couldn't do comedy, and we'll get to Pamela Springsteen when we do those. But
I thought she went to school. That's why
she was getting ready for college, but also she read for part 2, and her comedic timing wasn't there. I mean, she was young.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said that she read for it and didn't get it, and she said that I can't deliver the lines that way. At the time, it wasn't my thing. Whatever. But then I've seen the documentary, and the director didn't even mention it. He just said that she went off to school. So I believe it is both. He just probably didn't want to say that,
Yeah, which is fine.
Which is fine. There's something I wanted to bring up that I noticed this time, and it actually would fuck up the movie, I think. I'm poking a hole. As much as I enjoyed this view, here's what I want to say. The little girl or the little boy asked about Ricky.
Yes.
Right? So they were going to hang out.
Is Cousin Ricky going to be there? With
Cousin Ricky. So when Ricky's there and this Peter shows up, or Angela or whatever, they knew Ricky, so Ricky probably knew them, right?
Of course.
Right.
They were cousins.
Right. So
how
Ricky...
how did Ricky not know?
He would have to know, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's... You know what? They never really...
Yeah, they
come clean with that, but that's I thought the same exact thing.
There you go, and I never thought it before. It's so weird.
Because he would know that his uncle and one of his cousins died. And he would know which cousin, unless how would you keep that a secret and sneak the one living cousin in and dress it up as a girl before Ricky found out?
Yeah, unless she came home in that fucking head bandage, and
he came home in that.
Yeah, he came home in that head bandage. He said like, "Oh, you're a woman.
Ooh, you're gonna be so pretty."
Yeah. Stuff that thing back like Buffalo Bill style.
Which, interesting you bring it up, which is how I've recorded the first 14 and a half episodes so far.
That's how you were able to bleach your asshole.
Are you like tuning like your with your tits? Like your nipples? Like like the Tune Into Tokyo thing?
No, but I noticed there's a big black hair growing out of my right nipple.
Oh, good one. Good one. Oh, that's good. But okay. Let me say this about this film. I don't think any other movie captures the camp feeling as well as this movie does. Horror movie.
Oh, I was going to say Meatballs, but yes.
Horror movie.
I'll say this. I went to summer camp for one summer, and I hated it. It was day camp. I never went to sleepaway camp. But if I had known sleepaway camp was going to be like this, I probably would have gone. Minus the killing, all they were doing was fornicating.
True, and yeah, of course.
Drinking, smoking, and fornicating.
What do you think they'd be doing? Did you think something different when...
I went to day camp, and it was so boring.
I want to go fishing.
Fishing this weekend.
We did activities. Okay, you got to get in the pool and go swimming now. You got to do this. I'm like, I don't like this strict schedule.
They did
had
do
no,
that.
but they had like no schedule. They were walking around doing whatever the hell they wanted.
You think?
It seemed like they were doing whatever the hell they wanted.
Okay, that's something that bothers me. Back to the camp feel. They always had something going on. They had that softball game that Christian, and I've heard other people say goes on for a while. I completely enjoy it. I love the fucking dialogue. I love everything going on in there.
You just love all those boys dusting themselves off after they slide into the first or second. That's it.
I love Ricky. He's so cool.
Ricky is cool.
Ricky's cool as hell.
Oh, there's some fucking great dialogue there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Eat shit and live.
Yeah. Eat shit and die. Eat shit and live. Gold. Gold.
Gold is right, and he is great. You motherfuckers. You cocksuckers. He really gets into it later on when he's, when they're throwing the water balloons at Angela. I'll go, you fuckers, or whatever. He's great, man.
Oh, he's a great cousin. That goes without saying.
Yes,
yeah.
He is a great cousin for sure. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe he knows that this poor kid, what he's going through, so he's especially fucking sympathetic towards him.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Maybe but the camp thing is there. The burning, I guess, comes close. The burning's good too. Friday the 13th doesn't really capture it because they're not really camping. It's counselors in the fucking...
And maybe part 6 with the kids a bit more. But you're right, because typically, other than seeing a few kids asleep when Pamela or the stalker's going through the camp cabin at the beginning of part 1, you don't really see kids at all until part 6, really. So we often say it's a camp slasher movie, but really it's mostly in the woods. Or counselors, for that matter, but not campers. So you're right. To encapsulate the feeling of camp, you probably have to give it to Sleepaway fucking Camp.
Yeah, it's great. It does it. It does the job. It has the baseball. They're doing different activities. I really enjoy it. And even when they first pull up and you see the fucking buses and the kids running, and it's great. It's very authentic feeling to me, and it's very 80s, obviously.
And then you see Judy, and you're like, oh, Judy.
And then Judy, who I really don't appreciate.
Judy, that's the one that is like the slut all of a sudden.
Yeah, yes. she developed.
I'll tell you. Yeah, she did develop, and then she blew off Ricky. Right.
Yeah.
He was all excited. That's great, too. See, I just like all the characters. I like the relationships. I'm really into it. It's a good movie. I really enjoy it. I mean, there's lots of cheesy shit. You got the fucking half-shirt Gino and fucking... Ricky with the belt buckle and when Ricky's wearing the fucking cowboy hat and
you got the pranks to do pranks on each other. They get that one kid who ends up pulling a knife on them.
Oh yeah,
Mozart, yeah.
Mozart, yeah.
Pulls a knife, the camp counselor takes it away. It's stuff.
Yeah, they put a little shaving cream on his face. He pulls a knife. He's ready to cut throats.
Yeah, well, he got ass in his face first, and then shaving.
He's an idiot. He fell for all those.
True. Yeah. Yeah, and you know,
fucking Mozart.
The first guy to fall asleep is fucking always getting it, and so
you don't want to have to answer to Mel.
No, not Mel. No.
Or Ronnie.
Mel is one of the best characters in this movie, man. He turns all mafioso at the end.
Mel flips out.
I had him and I let him go. He sounds like he's right out of a gangster movie there. Like, out of nowhere. He's like, this... He has
to be honest, he was probably dying because he died of lung cancer, I think, a few months later.
He did, too.
Yeah, this was his last movie.
Oh, he's smoking stogies through the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, he was probably really smoking. He really tried to kill Ricky.
I think he thought he was in a mob movie. I think he walked in, he was like, camp, I'm going to play it like a mob. You in or yet? I'm in, okay. I had him and I let him go.
The funny thing is, with this movie, my dad, with every character that popped on screen, he's like, I know this character. I've seen them in tons of other movies. And every single person I've looked up who he said I've seen them has done like one movie. And it's this. He does that all the time.
Well, in this movie, a lot of people look like they're from other. Like the one kid totally looks like the fucking kid, the Cobra Kai from Karate Kid.
Paul, you mean?
Whatever the fuck his name was.
The one who gets his head cut off at the end.
All I know is the dude had a fucking do-rag on, wrapped around his head, and he even had a cobra on his fucking shirt. If that wasn't supposed to be a Cobra Kai, I don't know what. He looked like that dude from fucking Karate Kid. You know that dude? Fucking, get him a body bag! Yeah! that dude totally fucking looked like him. So obviously that was done for a reason. The one dude looked like fucking.
Well, this came out before Karate Kid.
I was wondering, when did Karate Kid come out?
84.
Holy fuck! I can't believe that.
Karate Kid borrowed a page out of this. The Crying Game borrowed a page out of this.
Yeah.
This movie is actually very inspirational.
Yeah, and fucking Steve Perry from Journey was in it. Totally, dude. That one kid looked like Steve Perry with the haircut and everything. It was fucking...
And it should have been gone.
How about this? How about the fact that fucking the guy tries to bribe him with ice cream after fucking trying to rape Angela? that whole sequence is
You ain't seen nothing.
I mean, okay, he's gonna bribe him with ice cream. He's just gonna let him fucking rape her or whatever. And the fact that dude comes out, doesn't think to fucking... Ricky is smart enough to know what's going on when he sees the fucking belt unbuttoned, but nobody else is in the kitchen when they come out and he's buckling up his belt. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
No, they noticed because he's like, "What's going on? Must have been an argument." So, must have been. Like, and he takes a drag of the cigar.
Mel knows.
It's like they're just trying to cover it up.
And Ronnie's a bitch. Ronnie's a pussy.
He is a pussy, and Mel's suspicious about everything. So,
Ronnie's a pussy 25 years later in part 4.
Oh, God, when we get to part 4. Yeah.
If you want to room 237 this, when they're in that little ice cream cubby there, like if you look at the boxes behind there, it's really, again, there's like some gay...
Indian heads?
It was some Indian heads. There was some... like on one box was on the cook's side, it said Tubby, and on the other side it said like... I'll have to get it like Man Boy or something like that. It was really, really weird. Again... Maybe it was the director was trying to say something there. I honestly wouldn't think so, but maybe.
That's fun.
When I'm hungry, I go into the freezer and get one of my spare Tubby Man Boys.
What the fuck?
I gotta find out what the one say on the other
Tubby
side.
Man Boy. Oh, that could be something. That does exist, right? A Tubby Man Boy. He sounds like a pedophile. You know, straight up a Tubby Man Boy. Like this guy, he could be a Tubby Man Boy himself, right? That's the implication. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you were saying when you said?
It was just weird. It was just odd to have these boxes in the background. I'm actually trying to find the actual box while we're talking.
He's dissecting.
He is dissecting. Remember, we got fucking 4 movies plus a piece of shit to talk about. But yeah, I mean, dude, any idiot would fucking buckle his belt before he walked out of the cooler, right?
They were all shady. Look, Mel was the shadiest of them all. Every time something happened, he was telling the police it was just an accident. It was just an accident.
Oh,
he knew good well it wasn't an accident.
Obviously an accident.
I remember him being a good swimmer. Shut up, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Ronnie.
I don't know. I remember him being a pretty good swimmer.
Go lift the fucking weight.
But how about when he says that? Obviously an accident. When the fucking kid drowned in the boat, right? When that happened, why would it not? Of course that would be as opposed to what? If that was to happen at a camp, a kid's out at night and fucking drowns it. Why would you not think it was an accident? Your immediate suspicion would be murder at a fucking summer camp?
But this was right after Artie had his accident.
Right, which was...
And they never mention if he dies. You got to assume he dies.
Oh, the pain must be unbearable.
And that guy screams. He screams for like ever, which just makes it more unsettling. It's silly, but unsettling at the same time.
There are some funny screams in these films.
Oh, I got one on yeah, I'm going to play it actually soon. There's a great scream.
It wasn't Man Boy, by the way. It was Tubby, that's for sure. And then the other one's Topless.
Wow.
Yeah. So on Angela's side, there's a box that says Topless, and on the cook's side, it says Tubby.
Interesting. Wow. Where the fuck did Man Boy come from?
Yeah.
That
was The Shining.
Got Man Boys on his mind.
See? Holy fuck, pedophilia everywhere.
I think that comes later on in the movie. I honestly think it was in another scene, and I'll have to now rewatch it to find where Man Boy was.
Fucking Man Boy. Oh shit. Now I think it's funny that they call her a nutcake. You ever heard that expression before for a crazy person? A nutcake?
No.
No. You hear a nutcase, right? You hear like a fruitcake, but she goes, "Oh, Angela's not going to answer you. She's a nutcake." Remember when those two kids go over to her and they're trying to, Angela, why are you so fucked up? I love the accents, huh?
Oh, it's fucking great.
Yeah, it is great. But man, just I don't know. There's this fucking so many great characters, and the murders. I mean, you were talking about that murder in the beginning, the first one with the cook. I've grown to love it. I think that the makeup effects look good. I think. See, when I first saw it and I said Meatballs and Murders, I was just not used to seeing water as a fucking an implement of murder, as a murder weapon in a slasher movie. It just seemed unusual. But now I really appreciate it. That's what kind of sets this movie apart.
Well, it's not just that it's burning water. It's also the fact that it's a big bat, like that he's cooking the hot dogs in is freaking ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Was that for hot dogs or was that for the corn?
Oh, corn. It might have been for corn. Sorry. Whatever.
Whatever.
The thing was like 15 feet tall.
Huge. I've never seen one.
And there were man hands that grabbed the chair. That, like, by the way.
You know whose hands they were?
Ricky's.
Yeah, very good. You did your homework, huh, kid?
I always do my homework.
All right. It was always Ricky. As a matter of fact, later on in the Judy scene, it's Ricky with a wig, and if you have the Blu-ray like I do, it's clear as a fucking
yeah.
I had the DVD, and I went back and I paused it, and I said, Dad, look, it's Ricky wearing a wig. He's like, I'm not so sure that's... I'm like, it's Ricky.
Get the fucking blue. He
was wondering what movie he saw him in.
Right.
Yeah.
From some...
Where do I know him from? I'm like, he was in this movie earlier. Picture him without the wig. Oh yeah, that's Ricky.
This movie earlier.
He was in this movie earlier.
Oh, that's good.
Then there's scenes like, "Hey, Baba Rebob."
Thank you. You read my fucking mind. It's great, dude.
Hey, Baba Rebob. Hey, I bet the boys would be interested in seeing you. Like, why? Like, the dialogue there is so, like, wrong. It's just everything wrong. It's exactly in those, hey, what are you doing here? I never buy that stuff. Yeah.
What are you doing out in this mess?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
same fucking thing.
Not really, but
okay,
yes.
Not really.
Same idea, but it's done better in Friday the 13th. Whereas here it's the same idea. That's what they're copying, but it's just a little. You throw in that "Hey Baba Rebob," and then you throw in the "I bet the boys would be interested in seeing you" or whatever.
Right.
Very bizarre dialogue.
Well, "Hey Baba Rebob" is great. It's such a fucking 80s thing that a kid would say in the 80s. You would never see that in a movie nowadays. "Hey Baba Rebob." It's so fucking cheesy and so 80s cheesy that it's beautiful. It's fucking. It could only be from that time period, totally. But yeah, that is a weird line. As a matter of fact, I thought it was a weird line, so I saved it. Hold up.
Hey, Baba, Rebob. What the hell are you doing here? I bet the rest of the boys will be interested in seeing you.
The rest of the boys will be interested in seeing you.
Yeah. And the boys like to go skinny dipping by themselves. When the girls decide to not go, they're like, "Yeah, well, we're still going." And the boys just run off and go skinny dipping. This is what I'm saying.
Have you ever been more happy that a group of girls didn't go?
Very true.
What was that, from the local leper colony camp? Look at me. I'm a leper colony. Clickety-clackety.
Clickety clackety. That's why they didn't mind going with other boys, because it wasn't that much of a difference between those fucking chicks and him. The one was okay, I guess.
Yeah, the one girl they threw in was.
Maybe all the boys had vaginas.
In this movie,
that's a big plot twist.
They should have gotten what's her name, Meg, to go skinny dipping.
Oh, don't you wish? Yeah, but not to be seen. Although Judy looks pretty nice later on in the movie when she has that bikini on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks good. She just kind of got better as it went on.
Yeah, but her bitchy attitude ruins it. It always ruins it.
I laughed when Meg flipped out, though. When she started shaking Angela.
Oh, yeah.
She never answers. She never answers me.
It's another batshit amazing sequence. Like, that scene is... I love it. I love it. She absolutely goes insane.
Yeah.
Well, I would too. Because here's what's really fucking weird. She starts answering to everybody else. And then remember, she starts talking as it goes on. And then, no, she refuses to talk to those two. So if you're Angela, wouldn't you just fucking say anything? Because they're not asking you anything difficult. Answer a simple question and they'll leave you alone.
She really only talked to Ricky and Paul.
Yeah, but more as it went. Didn't she talk to somebody else too? One of the counselors or something? I want to say somebody else.
Oh, maybe the blonde counselor, the other one.
All I know is that at one point she was known to talk more, and when those girls were, talking to her at that point, she wasn't.
She would space out and just stare at them.
Right before she couldn't talk. I get that. She hadn't broken that barrier. I mean, she could, but she just was silent. So once she broke that barrier and she started talking, why wouldn't she talk to them? I'm not she's going to be friends with them. Of course not. But, why make it harder on yourself by fucking sitting there staring, just fucking doing nothing?
Yeah, but what is she going to say? I have a dick, I'm going to kill you later.
I don't know.
And while we're on it, why does having a dick make her kill people?
I don't think it does.
Well, it does.
It just makes her stronger.
Why does the dick make her kill? What do you mean? Does your dick make you fucking kill?
But why is she a killer? Just because her dad her brother were run over by a boat?
Because she's fucked up. First that happened in her life. Then this woman gets her and insists that she's a fucking a girl when she's a boy. So she's fucked up in the head. She doesn't talk. She's a shy girl. She goes there. She gets pushed over the edge.
Identity disorder, bullying,
And
the
that
death
makes
of
her
a parent.
How did the one scene that doesn't really make sense? Yes, I know they kicked sand on her and whatnot. Is the hacking of the little kids to death with the hatchet?
Oh, that seemed way out of place.
It's out of place. Yeah. It's a little much, but I'll take it because it's kind of cool too. But it doesn't make sense because it's like just so random. Like she just, I guess, left to go hunt them down. That guy left to bring that other kid back, hacks him to death to get back to camp. It's another scene that's not even needed in the movie. It adds nothing to it.
I think it's just to suggest, because this is right after, she tells Paul to meet her at the beach later on. I think this is just to set you up for the fact that, things aren't going to end well. Not that you get the sense that they are, but if you had any thoughts that she was going to forgive Paul and things were going to be lovey-dovey at the end,
right.
That scene is just setting you up like, the minute you see that, you're like, Paul, do not go to the lake.
Yes, after the social. Yes. Oh, fucking.
Meet me by the lake.
And I'll tell you what.
After the social.
Awesome. Fucking the director said on the documentary, because I watched all the documentaries. By the way, if anyone listening is on the fence about getting these Scream Factory versions for 1, 2, and 3, go out. The fucking transfer is great. They got good features. It's good shit. They even have. Well, we'll get to 3 when we get to 3.
I'm gonna buy them now. Actually,
definitely get them. Very good. They got commentaries. They got some features. Pretty good shit. Well done. And so the director said that's the one thing he wished he had taken out. He was looking back on it. That's the one thing I would have changed, is the scene with the kids getting hacked up.
Yeah, it did feel very out of place, but it made it definitely a much more serious tone film.
Yeah, true. I mean, they didn't have to do it because all the other kills were really good. They were all, the fucking kid and the water snake, the kid Bobbery Bob, and that whole thing, how the next day they find him and the fucking snake comes out of his mouth because he was teasing the girl about being a water snake, right? About water snakes being there and shit. So, so that's cool.
That's funny,
and she was killing people who were bullying her and being morally inappropriate. So the little kids definitely, it didn't make sense. Like I said, the only thing I could think of is just to show you that Angela's completely lost it. Although at this point you don't know who it is, but whoever the killer is has completely lost it.
Right, the whodunit. The whodunit thing, which was a big thing in those days for slashers.
Yeah.
You'd think that they're setting up Ricky, that he's the red herring because he's very defensive for her. You see that he has a temper. Then when it gets to the end, then when you fucking see Mel getting all upset and blaming and accusing Ricky, obviously. If he's fingering him as the killer, he's not going to be the killer.
Whoa, Mel wasn't fingering anyone.
Didn't I tell you? It's camp pedophilia.
That was the cook.
I watched this. Yeah, that was Artie.
It was fucking Artie.
Yeah, that's one of the best scenes, though. Mel beating Ricky senseless.
Oh, well, he flips out because he actually a guy that age actually had a chance to fucking bang a girl that age. You know? That's what I think put him over the fucking edge. He thought he was going to hang out with this girl.
Yeah, with Meg. He was supposed to meet Meg.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she got killed and he fucking snapped.
Yeah.
Turned into a gangster. And then acted like a gangster. He was slapping Ricky around, you know?
Hell yeah. If I had a chance with Meg and somebody killed her, I'd probably be slapping some kids around too.
If I'm that age, for fucking damn sure. Imagine being that age and hooking up with a fucking girl that age. Come on, man.
I was gonna say that's another theme in this movie: older men with younger women.
Yeah, man.
Much older men.
Yeah, it is a theme.
In the series. Yeah.
In the series.
In the series, yeah. Yeah, this series does have that. And it's a slasher series that has a lot of
Sweet
F-bombs.
pea.
Teeth, tits, and ass. Yeah, Sweet Pea, can't forget her. I mean, it has all the elements of a slasher. It has gore, it has good kills, it has fucking TNA. When you think about a slasher from the 80s, that's what it's supposed to have. That's what this fucking movie has. That's what this franchise has. You know?
Def.
Yeah, and it's an overlooked franchise, I think. Nobody ever talks about it. They talk about this franchise, that franchise. You just don't hear... You hear about Sleepaway Camp. You hear about the original people, but you never hear someone say Sleepaway Camp is in my top 5 or 10 franchises. But, I mean, we're going to get to our grades for each movie, obviously, but I don't know. I'm surprised you don't hear it more. That's all I'm going to say. Because I think it deserves a little credit here.
Well, no, you know what? Obviously, I'm going to be in the minority, but I actually think, it's because there are a lot of people that view it maybe on the, oh, that's just garbage. It's the fan base, the horror fans, and it's sort of that same thing I said about Halloween 3. When I grew up, everybody I knew, all the horror fans, all the reviews I read, everybody just came down on Halloween 3. Sleepaway Camp, I'm only using it as a comparison because Sleepaway Camp was kind of the same feeling that I got all around. And personally, when I saw both of them for the first time, I was like, oh, I'm not, but they grew on me as time went on. Mm-hmm. And so I now do appreciate them. So it is very refreshing to see and hear when on again, I can't give it the movie of the year, but that's okay that people do. And that's fine, and that's what this is all about. Everybody has their own opinions, and that's what makes it great. We can argue and say you're fucking crazy for putting Friday 7 as their best film for the year. But at the end of the day, it's all about I loved it. I thought it was a fun movie. Done.
I was with you on Halloween 3. I did not like it the first time I saw it, but now they do grow on you, and these are the kinds of films that you want in your collection.
Yeah.
Yep.
These are, like I said, they just have so much rewatchability. You just can pull them out, put them on at any time. They're, I don't want to say completely mindless, but they are sort of mindless entertainment, as I would call it, where you can just kind of sit back. You don't have to be totally engrossed in it, and you could just watch it over and over. It's just a fun, cheesy, campy movie. I mean, these are campy movies.
This one in particular just evokes a certain feeling.
Yeah.
Watching it. It's a summertime thing now. I really feel, taken back to that time. Mm-hmm. There's just something about this movie, the relationships between everybody, the conversations, which upon first glance are meaningless, like in a lot of slashers. But something about this movie, it seems like the more I watch it, the more I remember each line. It's like, I don't know, something about the dialogue really works. Where in a lot of movies it doesn't. It's just there to be there. I mean, look at the first Friday the 13th. That's terrible dialogue in half of the movie. And I love the fucking movie. But let me say this. 1983, on our show, we picked The Evil Dead, right? When I did it in the group page, I had Evil Dead as 1981 because I fucked up, But had we not had it as 83 as number 1, I don't know. I'm not going to look right now, but maybe if that wasn't used, this might have made a pick, for more people. I can't remember off the top of my head what else is 83.
And look, like I was doing with a lot of my picks, you don't even have to look at it and say which one's your absolute favorite. Like, look, if we really truly did that, or which one's the best film,
Here we go again.
Look, you could just mention it because look, you're so nostalgic about it, and you have such strong feelings about it. Like, why couldn't you just pick it, even if it's not your favorite? Why can't you just say, I love this movie, I'm going to give it a shout-out?
Nothing wrong with a shout out. A favorite's a favorite's, a shout out's a shout out.
No, it doesn't. Play. I don't like to play favorites here, but
Fucking JP got to you. Fucking, he was in chat today. Okay, Christian, this is what's going on. There was a chat today in the fucking on Facebook chat with fucking JP and Moods, and JP was fucking listening to episode 10 for the first time, and he started busting Brandon's balls. So Brandon's on the fucking defensive. JP, I hope you're listening to this.
JP was busting my balls 10 minutes before the show started.
See?
He's like, I'd like to see you start reviewing some horror films instead of films that aren't horror.
What was he busting his balls for? Was it specifically Friday the 13th Part 7, or was it about everything?
Oh, everything.
Everything. Just about how he couldn't do the rules. He was not picking necessarily his favorite as the top pick.
Yeah.
Just that whole fucking thing.
Because I didn't follow the rules. Because I didn't want it to be like everyone's picking the same movie. I don't know.
He's on the defense. It's funny. No, I had this thing.
I'm a little butthurt.
You know what, Dave? I think you picked Psycho 2 for 83, actually, and I picked Videodrome.
Okay. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Psycho 2 is great.
And
This
nobody
is great.
remembers what I picked.
Friday 3? Was that 82? Or 83?
No, that was 82.
No, it's not. My bad.
You picked the Dead Zone, Brandon. I remember.
Yes, I did.
There you go.
Right.
Either way, this could have been picked if I think about it. But whatever. I mean, and great kills. And like I said, I didn't used to like the bee kill. I don't care about bees, is what I said. Right?
Not a big fan of bee kills.
Yeah.
I appreciate it now. I appreciate the bee kill now. You know, it's kind of interesting. The makeup, you know, with all those bees crawling on his face, that's fucking badass.
Couldn't he have crawled out underneath the stall?
Yes, he could have. I was just gonna say.
Okay, because I'm like, crawl out.
I realized it too. I wrote that down. Let me see what my note says. Something. Where the fuck? Oh yeah, bee kill. Period. Should have crawled out.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they're burying their way out of his skin. Like, I mean, bees don't just like suddenly nest in your cheeks and stuff like that. Like,
No.
like it burrows out of his skin. You're like, come on.
Those might have been some special African killer bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, fun, because that's what we want. We want these
That-
crazy
that-
killies.
Angela
Yes.
imported to Camp Arawak.
How about when Angela makes light of it later when she's hanging out with the boy? What's his name? Sean?
Paul?
Paul? Okay. When she's hanging out with Paul?
Sean's part 2.
Okay, whatever. All right. and she goes, I thought you were the killer. You know? I think it's funny that in her personality, she had that in it, that she could fucking...
Yeah.
I don't think she was doing it to try to sway suspicion off herself, because who would ever suspect
No,
Angela?
she was batshit crazy. She probably didn't even know she was the killer.
That's the funniest. Maybe it's because I watched this after part 2. Maybe it's definitely that. But I never even once thought it was Ricky. I always thought it was Angela. I was just wondering why it was Angela. I mean, in the sense of like what was leading up to her killing people, other than just the big revelation at the end.
We're getting teased.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was Angela too. I, again, didn't know why. My father, about halfway through the movie, especially after the girls were like, how come you never shower with us? My dad's like, is she a guy? Is that why she's not showering with them? Is she a guy? And
Really?
she's a killer, and I swear to God, I was like, holy fuck, he figured out the movie. How did he do this?
I'll tell you why he did it. Because it's 2016 and we've seen it all.
But
Yeah.
he hasn't seen it all.
He knows of it. Movies are
see
different
this.
now. In
Didn't see
1983,
this.
in 1983, he would not have said that. I venture to say.
But at the end of the movie, as a shock, when they showed Angela with her dick hanging out, I stood up, pulled down my pants, and my dick was tucked underneath, so it looked like I had a vagina. And it freaked him out. It freaked him out. And I had a butcher knife in my hand.
You got him.
I got him.
You got
I said,
him.
Dad, you didn't see this coming, did you?
There's a reason I'm showing you this movie.
Now he's never watching movies with you again.
There's something else that I thought was funny. Not the kill itself, but before. The dude, no fucking guy would leave. Judy has this guy in her cabin, right? And what happens? He gets scared off because of fucking, they hear the noise or some shit? What is that? What was it again? I don't know why. I can't remember suddenly, but...
I'm trying to think.
Oh, I know. Oh, the guy comes in. Doesn't Mel come in, then he hides under the bed. That's what happens. And then
Mel comes in? Yeah, he's looking for Meg, and she tells him, well, as she was next door showering.
Yeah.
8 hours ago.
Right, and she's missing, right. Dead.
She's taking a long shower.
She got fucking Norman Bates. Or no, she didn't get. She got Marion Crane. That'd be the way to say it. Yeah, that's the verb. But yeah, that guy, he's like, oh, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go. What fucking cheese?
Another
She
Karate
got
Kid
mad.
reference.
Right
What's
when he's
that?
about to get laid.
Another Karate Kid reference.
Karate.
The crane. That's where they got it.
The crane.
They got Cobra Kai and the crane from Sleepaway Camp.
The Marion Crane kick.
That's fucking he's literally about to score, and he takes off.
Right.
That's, again,
She gets what? Oh, and she gets mad because she doesn't get laid.
Yeah.
I mean, what guy, especially with that girl, the way she looked in 1983, because we saw that body in the fucking bikini, hot and heavy. Oh, I'm gonna leave because I'm afraid I might get caught for being in here. You're at a fucking camp. What are they gonna do? Kick you out? I would even take getting kicked out to fuck that girl at that age.
and no one's gonna catch me in 3 seconds.
True, right? Yeah, because
Honey, it's time for you to wash up. I'm out of here.
She still gets fucked though
Yeah,
by a curling iron.
sealed up for good.
She gets what she wants. She gets something in her fucking, in her insides.
You know what? I brought this up, and I brought it up in the last episode. And I'll bring it up again. We did talk about this on my TGIF 13. I mentioned this to you guys, and I still stand by this. We did bring it up kind of as a joke there, but I would pay to see this done as a musical, stage musical.
Wow.
I'm telling you, they did Evil Dead. They did The Toxic Avenger. I would say I'd venture that Sleepaway Camp would make a great slasher musical
That's
for the
fucking,
stage.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I could totally see that happen.
I would go see it.
Absolutely. It'd be ludicrous. It'd be comedy. It'd be music, and it would
And
be...
Ludacris would be in it. Because it is
Yeah, Ludacris
Ludacris.
could play the old cook. The fucking...
Yeah, because he
Yes,
wasn't
you're young
like
to
we
know
never
what's
brought
going
this up
on.
before. That was the most racially stereotypical. He's like, well, I don't know what I saw there. Like, wide-eyed and everything like that. I'm like, is this for real?
I thought he was like Amos and Andy.
Yeah. I'm like, and maybe that's what it is. Like, everybody's like a stereotype in this movie too. But it was still at the time frame when they're kind of set those up. So you could give it a pass because it was 83 still, even though it maybe had been done to death in 3 years of slasher movies. When it's done now, we're like, oh, come on, we've been there, we've done that. And now it's trying to be, like you mentioned Brandon in the other show, and we've all talked about where it's like, oh, you have like your Asian friend, and then you're like, these guys typically wouldn't be friends. Or they argue and they're the best friends and everybody's fighting, or they barely know each other. They're traveling away for the weekend or whatever it may be. You're like, fuck you. No one's going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But
Go
I
to a
like,
rant.
but I like that character. I like that guy. They're too young to know what's going. I don't know. I like it. I like what he says. I guess maybe a little bit. He was a little bit like, yeah, boss, a little bit. Now that you mention it, but I don't know. I like that he has the intelligence to fucking, take the raise. Well, I wasn't thinking about it, and he fucking,
But that $20 would shut me up.
right. And he tells his fucking guys,
It was 50.
they're gonna shut up too, and I like how he handles it.
Sorry, Brandon.
That's James Earl Jones' father.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. And
Really?
his name's Earl Jones. Yes, it is.
Really?
I feel like even though you probably researched that and it's true, I still feel like you're making it up.
Well, what can I tell you? That should be a question on when we do the thing with true or false with the fucking 22 shots.
James,
Contact.
I am your father.
James Earl Jones.
First of all, aren't you playing in that trivia? So you can't be writing the questions too.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm cheating. Okay, all right.
Although I did come up with a couple of questions as a result of watching this franchise again.
Nice. There you go. But that's James Earl Jones' father. But yeah, back to that kill. There's a reason I want to go back to it, because it's ridiculous that the guy would leave, because it's a great fucking kill to get a fucking curler up your fucking wahoo. Great.
But shit, he's right. It is father of James Earl Jones.
Of course I'm right. You think I'd bring up false fucking information on exposure?
Robert Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Wow, he was old in that film. I didn't realize. Actually, no, he wasn't that old in that film.
He was old enough.
He lived to 96 years old.
So he's doing Sleepaway Camp while his son's doing Return to the Jedi. Return to the Jedi. Oh man!
Not only that, his
Right,
son's like a classically trained stage actor.
Yep.
And he's like, yes, boss, I'd like an extra 50. Yes, boss.
That would surely wet my whistle.
Oh, Robert Earl Jones.
The wet whistle. Yeah, Robert Earl Jones. But about that kill, did anyone ever... I never realized till this time that this fucking chick, Judy, when she gets killed, she sounds like an ape screaming. She sounds horrible.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's like an ape screaming being burned by something. Hold on, check it out.
Please tell me you
Listen.
have the soundbite.
I do. Listen. That does not sound like a chick screaming. That's I don't know what. Doesn't it sound like an ape or something?
It does. I believe I heard a in the middle there.
Does a curling iron heat up like instantaneous? Doesn't it take like 5 minutes to like kind of get up to like a temperature? Or am I wrong? I mean, I don't know.
It probably takes some amount of time.
Maybe
I figured
Angela
there'd be
snuck
at
in
least-
beforehand and warmed it up.
Yeah. I figured there'd be at least 1 or 2 minutes of pleasure first.
Look what we're nitpicking here.
Yeah.
What's the curling iron hot enough?
Yeah, man.
They were actually going to show the after effects of her kill, but they didn't. But supposedly it was like too grisly.
Ah, really? I didn't hear that. I know the other ones
You
got.
sure it wasn't too apey?
They talked about it in the Planet of the Apes commentary. Get over here, Judy, you damn dirty ape.
Give me my curling iron back.
But okay, another thing about that kill. Did you guys realize that they would have to hold down the pillow and do the curler at the same time?
Yeah, one hand.
Yeah.
One hand over the pillow, one hand. Look, Judy was a petite thing, and the idea is that it's a guy killing.
Yeah, that's like Michael Myers' strength, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Judy also figured that what she was going to do is just stick her hand up in sheer pain instead of trying to swat the hot iron off of her vagina.
Yes.
The Vivi vagina.
Yes, top of the twats.
Top of the twats.
You know what? I should have said, well, maybe that's okay, too. All right. Yeah, we're just getting very fucking...
Conchocula?
Holy fuck. We're just saying anything on this show. This is a dirty show for a dirty movie and a dirty franchise.
Should we spoil the ending now?
But it's great. Before we get to the ending, one thing that I think is fucking great is the arrow kill with fucking L.
L.
Dude, it's great, even by today's standards.
It is great. It is great.
It's fantastic. It's a fucking great trick.
That's
And
how
it's
Brenda
that
should have
shock-
gotten it in Friday. That's the one scene. That's the one shot missing from Brenda's scene in Friday the 13th to make what I think would have been the perfect demise for Brenda. Because she stands right in front of the target
Yes.
and you never see anything else. And this is what should have happened.
Yeah, if this guy would have been on the set, it would have happened. Savini didn't have that trick figured out. Because as much as great as Savini is, he'd be the first to tell you that it's magic tricks. They figure them out. For whatever reason, he didn't envision it that way. But this guy did, and fucking kudos to him. But yeah, that would have been great with Brenda. But it's great here, man. So, fantastic.
And it's the moment when you realize for sure that it's Angela.
You do?
Well, Ricky's lying half beaten to death in the woods. He stumbles down to the archery range, gets shot. Like, who else do you think it is?
Oh,
To
I
me-
don't know. I
To me,
never
it was
thought that.
to me it was always Ricky or Angela.
I thought it was Mel.
I guess.
I thought
What
Mel
about the
shot
ant?
himself.
What about the crazy ant? Mel, you thought?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
It's like, shit, I shot myself from long range in the neck.
I had me and I let me go.
I thought you thought it was Mel until that scene. That's what I thought you were saying. That could have been.
I'm kidding.
I thought it was Mel after that scene.
Yeah.
Like, let me stage a throat in the now in the smoke.
This will throw the audience off for sure.
It was Robert Earl Jones. He wanted to kill too, like fucking Vader did. So he was fucking in on it. He killed the guy in the beginning, the bad cook, to get his job, and then he killed Mel for obvious reasons.
I guess you could have thought it was Aunt Martha.
Why not Aunt Martha? That's an
Oh, that's good. They never really brought her back into it, but she was batshit.
fucking wackadoo.
Yeah.
We're at the end of the movie, I guess. We've talked a lot about it.
Yeah, we're I mean, right after Mel gets killed is, the police and the rest of the
Oh, the fucking police.
Oh,
Oh,
my Lord.
Go ahead, Christian. I know.
I know. Come on. You got to give me that mustache. You watched the movie for that mustache.
Oh, but here,
What were they thinking?
I'll tell you what they were thinking, and it's crazy. The fucking director was talking about it, and he said that the guy was on the set because they show him earlier with a regular mustache. And then he got another, he was doing 2 jobs at once, so he shaved the stash to do it. So they wanted to give this cop a fake mustache because he, I guess that's important. I think they would have been better off just, who gives a fuck? A cop's not allowed to shave his mustache?
Look, it's still
A walkaway part?
it's still only the second worst mustache in the series.
I know, right? That's true too, but oh god, I mean, granted, right now.
Do you agree with me?
It looks worse than ever now because of Blu-ray, even since DVD. It sticks out like a fucking a sore cock.
He's walking around and be like, oh man, there's another fucking sore cock.
But
Are you going to return all your Blu-rays and revert back to DVDs just so you don't have to see the mustache?
I know that's one of the bad parts about Blu-ray. It's just it exposes some things.
It makes it even more funny and more charming.
Yeah, it's okay, but
we're working so hard.
What the fuck? Why? Why put that fake fucking mustache on him? Why?
That's what ends up making it look silly. This is why I sometimes think the director was very Ed Woody in some cases.
No, he was not there. He explained himself. He goes, the guy shaved it, and he goes, and then he goes, I guess it didn't look that good. He goes, but I did the best I could.
Maybe he looked too young with shaved.
The best he could would not to have him put on a mustache.
Right.
Yeah, but he probably looked too young. They probably felt like he looked too young. He might have been.
Give us a fuck. It's a walk-on role.
I know, but that could have been it. It's like, he looks too young. Let's put a mustache on him. And at the time, they're not thinking 30 years later we're gonna have the greatest picture resolution where you're gonna easily be able to tell.
Right.
I don't know. It doesn't take away points for the film or anything.
No, but
it adds it, from my opinion. And funny enough, I didn't even think we were going to be talking about the mustache this long. I'm really excited about it.
That mustache ruined my childhood.
Oh man, I love it. And if he was a better director, Dave, he would have done more than 2 movies. And that's the reality. That is a reality, which I am actually kind of surprised he didn't do more, because this did have a kind of a cult following. But I think that grew over time, maybe. Maybe at the time, like I said earlier, it wasn't as well received.
That's what I think. I think it's one of those movies that...
But it made a lot in terms of box office.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Then that's cool.
It made like 11 million.
It was 1983, and slashers were still a fucking thing.
It made like 11, and the budget was nothing on this. Well, 350.
Yeah. But still, I mean...
But to pull in 11 million off that?
Right. But that's what happened in those days. Remember, this is still 83, probably filmed in 82.
Yeah.
So slashers are at their peak still. It's at that time. So I'm not surprised it made some money.
I'm surprised you didn't just turn around and continue to make more sleepaway camps right away.
Right. They really should have. And as a matter of fact, well, okay, we'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to that in just a minute. Before we grade, does anybody want to discuss anything about the dick or fucking... It's,
I barely recognize it outside of Brandon's mouth.
Damn you.
Stuck out like a sore dick. It was fucking...
I love the way they superimposed her head onto this guy's body. Her head I don't know, it just doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right, but I will admit, it's haunting.
It's terrifying.
That look, and then what a way to end the movie. It's silly when it just freeze frames and goes to green, and then the credits roll. However, it leaves you with the most unsettling feeling, and that is where it scores a lot of bonus points.
Yeah. I totally agree. Very unsettling.
Yes. So it actually downright scary. Like fucking, it's a scary fucking thing with the music and everything. It's just that noise. Actually, hold on. Here, I got it right there.
Oh no.
Well, hold on. I got it. That's fucking badass, man.
That really is. That was, I mean, I imagine back in the day when people were seeing this in the theaters. Oh my God, it must have been jaw-dropping.
Wow.
I would have been standing up clapping. I would have been like, now that's horror. I loved it. I really did.
Oh, it's great. It's fucking amazing. It doesn't get enough credit. I mean, I guess it does. It's kind of what it's known for, but it's just
No, but even the whole movie was just so enjoyable. It really was.
Absolutely. I love it more.
And it was pretty serious. It wasn't. They didn't move into the comedy until you get to the sequels, because they could have made a lot of jokes in here, but they didn't.
No, it was cheesy in its ways. Yes, obviously, but it wasn't like they weren't going for laughs. I mean, they were going for chuckles, like any slasher does.
Yeah.
When you're building characters, of course. But big deal. It's at the end is just fucking extraordinary, and that there's so much more to the movie. But I mean, that ending, it's historical. It's amazing.
Yeah, Pamela playing the role would have made a comment like, "Well, look, doesn't Paul give good head?" And then would have like chucked the head at the counselors or something like that. But just the fact that she's there, she's cradling his head.
Oh, right, for sure. It's so fucking spooky. She's cradling the head. Oh man.
Yeah. That
whole thing is just fucking. No matter how many times I see it, it's fucking every time it floors me. It's great, and because it's got that fucking the noise she's making, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, it even says here in the description, because I always leave the description up. It says here, letting out an animalistic hissing sound, which is perfect.
Apish.
Another ape.
Apish. I think you know what it is. She got it from Judy. While she's killing Judy, she's like, Judy, this is great shit. I'm going to use this for the final kill and reveal.
It's contagious. It's like 28 days later, she got the rage. It came from an ape. Oh, fuck. But what a fucking movie. I guess we should grade it. We talked enough about it.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it.
We did. But I think it deserves to be talked about a lot.
It does. It's a fun movie. It really is.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Who wants to grade?
I'll start. I didn't write down any grades ahead of time, like I normally don't. And I had an idea of where I was going to come in, but just talking about it with you guys, I'm actually going to raise it up 0.5 point.
Nice.
Now, by no means is this a masterpiece of cinema, of even horror cinema, but it's just so damn enjoyable, and I really, really had a good time watching this. And I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Cool.
I was originally at a 7.5, just so you know. And I was like, I feel like it's an 8 for me.
Nice.
I come in at a 7.
I come in at a 7, man. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's it. Nothing else to add.
Nothing else to add.
I still think a 7's a solid grade for it.
Well, yeah, no, I do too. Like that's it.
Nothing wrong with a 7.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, it's like 6th or 7th time I've seen it, and it just keeps getting better every time. And this time, it really took me in to the scene, to the fucking the camping, the characters, everything. It was one of those times that I sat down and just enjoyed it beginning to end, and it just, I don't know. I like this movie more than I've ever liked it before.
Yep, that's how I felt.
I really do.
That's how I felt this time. Yep.
And I'm gonna go as high as I'm gonna go high. I give this movie a 9.
Wow.
That's
I love it. I really fucking love it. It just has a charm that I totally dig now. I didn't used to be that way. It's gotten better with each viewing. It's just one of those movies for me, and I'm right in the thick of it right now. It really blew me away. Yeah, I'm in a 9. This is the kind of movie that when I get my next house and I get my fucking space, I would actually consider buying this as a fucking poster and framing it and putting it on.
It's so funny you say that, because I was thinking, like, what posters would I like to have, because I'm going to my first horror convention in August.
Nice.
A friend of mine bought me a 3-day pass to Monster Mania.
Awesome.
As my birthday gift. So
great.
So, and I was thinking to myself, because I saw the lineup, and there's some good people there. I mean, no Sleepaway Camp people, no Felissa Rose or anything, but I was thinking, the cast of Sleepaway Camp, of any of the Sleepaway Camps, would make for an awesome con. Because I would love to buy a poster of any of the 3 films and get signatures all over that and frame that.
Well, you can get it for this movie. They're out there. Felissa Roses is out there. Fucking Jonathan Tiersten is out there.
Yeah, they're not at Monster Mania, but
right. But you can get them at a con.
Yeah,
They probably have had Sleepaway Camp, panels and shit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this would make for an awesome signed poster.
It's a great poster now. I mean, I was
is.
making fun of it before how it's a fucking shoe, and because of that, I was turned off. But
hey, look, I even like this.
retrospect-
I even like what Scream Factory did with their collector's edition posters.
yeah.
I know they're a little cartoony for some people, but
Right.
I personally like them. But
Some are better than others. I like this one.
Yeah.
I definitely like this one. But yeah, 7, 8, and 9. How about that? We're off to a pretty interesting start. So, okay, let's get right into it. Sleepaway Camp 2.
Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers, 1988, directed by Michael A. Simpson. Not to be confused with Michael Simpson. Angela, supposedly reformed and living under an assumed surname, is working at a summer camp. However, when the campers start misbehaving, she soon reverts to her old ways.
Like she had quit. She soon reverts to her old ways. Like
Well, she did quit. I mean, this is 4 years later. She's cured.
Is it just 4 years? I thought it was longer than that.
No, 4 years.
7?
No, I thought it's like 4 or 5 years later.
Well, I thought she was only like 12 in
It's 7 because she's supposed to be fucking 20 years old in part 3, which takes place a day after this one.
So 7 years? All right.
Not a day, a year. A year, after.
But whatever.
A day.
All right, well, I fucked
What is
up.
this, Friday the
Friday
13th, part 2,
2,
3, and 4?
Right.
Take a drink, everybody. It's on me. Figuratively.
All right, so this one, obviously, just totally switching up Angela. We got Pamela Springsteen, sister of Bruce.
Yes, we do.
Were you guys waiting for Bruce to pop out and start rocking it like at any point during the next 2 movies?
No. I figured he just wanted to stay well away from his dorky sister.
Do you think he said, Pam, you're fucking killing me. What are you doing? He probably was on the phone with her like, Pam, this shit's got to stop.
This is what I heard when he saw these movies. That's what inspired him to write Glory Days. I actually have no clue of the timeline of that song to the movies at all, nor why that would have
You
been
know
the
what? It
inspiration.
sounded so convincing. We're going to leave it in there as fact.
Yeah. That is a fact that I made up.
Okay, so one thing I don't hear anyone talk about when talking about this film, and I did not listen to the 22 Shots episode where they reviewed the Sleepaway Camp. That was an early on. I know. I was listening to the Skeleton Crew. I didn't go back and get a chance to listen to 22 Shots.
Yeah.
But how come nobody makes reference to the fact that every character is named after either a Brat Pack member or an 80s movie star?
Yeah, dude.
That is so cool. That's the coolest thing. It's
It
either
is
the
cool.
Brat Pack or an 80s. Even TC stands for Tom Cruise.
Is that what it is?
And Uncle John is John Waters.
Okay, all right. John Waters, Uncle John, all right.
And if you have, and even, I love it when she
Uncle
calls,
John's
she
band?
makes a reference where she calls the girl Mary, and she's like, it's not Mary, it's Mare.
Mare.
Obviously,
Mare
everyone
Win-
knows
yeah.
Mare Winningham, yeah.
I
just thought it was
fuck
great.
that is. I thought you were gonna say Cher.
No, you know
Mare
Mare.
Winningham.
You know her. She was a Brat Pack member.
I know all the Brat Pack. I don't remember that one. What the fuck is the matter with me?
Oh, yeah, she was a big one. Or one of them.
Oh, she was a big woman. She was half Irish, half German, half Polish. That's 3 halves. Oh, she was a big woman.
I'll tell you right now,
Caddyshack too.
we were talking. We're not bringing Caddyshack up. We've talked enough. We talked more
brought
Caddyshack.
2 into this.
Oh, then we brought that up another time too.
Once was enough.
This I was telling Brandon right before we started recording again. This is probably my favorite one. I like it. It's goofy, but it's fun. It's a fast-paced slasher flick. Maybe the one-liners are a little much, but hey, it adds to its dorky charm as well. I love the lighting of this. The acting is good for the most part.
But the kills
kills
get
are
ramped
good.
up in this
Yeah.
one. I think they're more ramped up than the first one.
And what I love about it is, just like the first one pretends to be a whodunit, this one just the cat's out of the bag right away.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
2 minutes in, done. There's no like, you're like, okay, this is what we're getting. A wisecracking Angela, done.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I enjoy this movie. Did you guys know that Jerry Silva, who's the producer of all of them, right? He got a letter from fucking Robert Hiltzig, the director of the original, and he wrote a script, and he had an idea, and he had all this shit, and fucking the producers turned it down. They said it was a dark script, and they said that they wanted to make it more comedic. So this series could have gone a completely different way with fucking, Robert Hiltzig's vision, fucking more like the first one.
Well, was his vision actually seen when he did return to Sleepaway Camp? Because
who even knows?
Because to be
we'll
honest,
get to that. But he did return to a darker tone with Sleepaway Camp. With Return, even though some of the acting, not some of the acting,
seems like
a lot of the acting, including one performance in particular, is just so fucking over the top and annoying.
Yeah, I don't think he would have made a return at this point. I don't know what the fuck he would have made.
But you can tell which 2 films are his and which 2 are
absolutely
are Michael A. Simpson's.
For sure. Oh yeah, 2 and 3 are
Michael A. Simpson.
They're so similar, obviously. But yeah, he had a dark script. I don't know who knows where it could have gone, But they wanted comedic. And why do you think that is? It's the fucking times. This is 88, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 88.
This is after all that fucking comedy shit came in and fucked with the slashers. You had fucking Part 6 Jason. You had Freddy. You had fucking Texas Chainsaw 2, Evil Dead 2. Everything, and we discussed this on episode 10 about, and I was a little critical of it to a degree. But I think that's what it is. It was what was hot at the time was that they had comedy. Even Halloween 5 came out and fucking they had, those ridiculous cops and shit like that going on. So,
now, is it me? The one thing that confused me about this is, right at the beginning, she wins Counselor of the Week. Are we assuming that they're just a week in?
That's what I assume.
To camp? Because,
yeah.
Because I can't imagine that these kids were any better behaved the first week that she waited this long to start the killing.
Yeah,
I mean, it seemed like the minute she caught the Shote sisters singing their version of the Unhappy Camper song, that was it.
That was it.
Well, actually, no. Well,
she took it on Phoebe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I totally forgot. The minute she caught Phoebe, Phoebe wasn't even doing anything wrong.
That's the reader's thing. Exactly. She just left to hang out with the boys, and that was enough to start Angela's rage.
Morals.
But Angela does not like backtalk. When she said, screw you or fuck you or whatever she said to her, she had to have her tongue cut out.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're talking about the camp factor of the first one. I thought this one did a really good job with the camp as well.
It did. I agree.
Maybe the characters seem a little. They do not seem like they're 15 or like 14, 15. They seem like they're 17, 18, and I don't know who's going to camp at that age.
Sean looked like he was 40 in this.
Yeah, they looked, and I was being a generous 17, 18. They looked like they were in their 20s.
At one point they're sitting around a table like coloring.
What?
Yeah, they had crayons out and stuff like that.
I remember one girl was finger painting, right? When she said, I want to go home.
Yeah, that must have been the director. That must have been Michael A. Simpson's daughter, because she was freaking horrible.
She spilled the red paint, and all of a sudden she wanted to go home.
Yeah,
that's why.
Don't you love too that I think it happens twice in this movie where like there's something like red that spills on the ground, and then a second later, there's a scream. Who screamed? She screamed because she spilled her paint and then wants to go home.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Angela let her get away with that.
With what?
You don't know?
With being such a whiny brat, I expected to find the car and her mother murdered later on.
Well, it would have been better because she's like, I can arrange that, and then as if she's gonna kill her.
Yeah.
And then she just actually goes home with mom, who her mom looked like it was her grandma. The generation gaps here are just ridiculous.
That's fucking great.
That's nitpicking, but hey, I've seen this movie enough. I've watched this movie definitely.
Talk about nitpicking. How about Allie?
Oh, that was my crush.
Good old Allie.
Funny enough, I found now watching it with my older eyes, she's still extremely attractive and hot.
She's hot.
Yeah, no question. But back in the day, I love that. I even love the noises that guy makes. Where he's like, whenever they're trying to do, they're trying to start having sex, in that whole scene with the
in the bathroom?
with the ghetto blaster in the bathroom, and he's like, Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like the fact that they had toilet sex.
And dude, that's the scene I'm talking about.
That's a fantasy.
Christian, that I totally thought of you when I was watching
Me?
it. Christian.
Oh.
Because did you notice what was on the ground in that scene?
What was on the ground?
5 buckets of Comet.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there was a
I miss
six-pack.
it.
A 6-pack, yeah, like a 6-pack of Comet.
Why would there be a six-pack of Comet?
I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, Christian must be in the other stall bleaching his ass off because one was missing. One was missing. I'm like, Christian's in the stall next to them.
That would have been great.
It wasn't Rob
Quick
making
cutaway.
all those sex noises.
Yeah.
It was Christian going, oh, my ass.
Oh, man.
Right. It was fucking it hurt.
Oh,
It went up the
man.
girl's nose in part 3 and went up fucking Christian's ass in part 2. The
That's
bleached
what I
ass.
thought. I was like, how did he not remember the Comet?
Yeah.
Oh, I
sorry.
remember it. I just didn't make the connection. What's up, man? Because I wrote down there in my notes 6-pack of Comet. Because it's ridiculous. Did you see that thing falls off and it's like having a 6-pack of the old school fucking Cokes or something?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Coke can. I never saw Comet that way.
I love your notes, Dave. I love that you wrote as your note 6-pack of Comet.
6-pack.
Yeah.
Like it's critical to the film.
I just
That's
love
what
how
I
there's 2 sex scenes with these guys, and she's really not into the guy at all. She wants Sean, and that guy's like, I guess the guy really digs her, but like that guy was like, should have been just like, I'll take it.
Yeah, she was doing that because he was basically Sean's best friend there. So she's trying to make him jealous, but it's not working because Sean's just head over heels for Molly because she's a good girl who doesn't smoke pot. You smoke weed? No. Good girl. Good girl.
Great, that was fun.
Oh, yeah,
Look.
that's great.
You don't have AIDS or anything, do you? No. See ya. Best exchange ever.
Yeah, that was. And it was funny because on Skeleton Crew, they brought up the fact that she wasn't even concerned with the fact that they might have just gotten pregnant because nobody ever pulls out in the movies.
Right.
And they're always having unprotected sex. But she was concerned with AIDS. That was a little bit of social commentary for the time, I guess.
And we get more of it in part 3, which
Yep.
is funny because it was the next day. Well, the next, the next year. But I keep saying the next day because it filmed the fucking next week. They had 2 days break. But anyway,
Yeah, they filmed like 6 weeks. Over 6 weeks.
that's what's fucked up. But yeah, I like that. I like that attitude that she has. I wish I knew chicks like that. Fucking when I was that age. That
Yeah, I
were
bet you
fucking
do. We all
liberal
do.
about it. Yeah, that enjoyed it for just fucked it because it felt good. That was fun, and because it's fun. You know, that's good. But I'll tell you something. I would have been hanging out with the Schultz sisters and not her.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because they like to fucking
Yeah.
smoke weed.
Well, they like to drink and fuck.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you pay her
And
money,
pay the
on
money
her titties,
on
you can
titties,
suck.
you
Yeah.
can suck.
I mean, I'll sing the song. I don't care.
I'll suck it too. If you pay me money on my titties, you can suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the Schultz are cool. I would have been totally partying with them, just fucking smoking and hanging out and maybe getting lucky. And
And by far, one of the 2 best kills in the movie.
pretty funny that the fucking one chick is already charred a fucking a black skeleton.
Yeah. She's hot though. The one that comes up and screams.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the hotter sister.
She was. She was the younger too. She was underage. That is why she couldn't. That's why the other girl got to fool around and she wasn't allowed to see certain things when she was on the set, like tits and shit like that. She was the only underage one on the set. They said.
No, Rob was underage, who was having sex with Allie.
Really? How do they do
Yes.
that then?
They brought in another person to simulate the sex scenes.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Guys, I just got the role of a lifetime. This is what you go into acting for. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is the type of movie. And then all of a sudden you've got Ali fucking riding you.
Yep. I don't know, man. Toilet sex, though. That's always been a fantasy of mine. I've never done that. I've always wanted to have sex. I always wanted to fuck a chick in a public stall like that.
I always wanted a blumpkin.
Yeah.
A blumpkin?
A blumpkin is when you get a blowjob while taking a dump.
Oh, yeah.
And a country blumpkin is when you
An outhouse?
when you get a blowjob while taking an upper decker.
I think I'd rather take one in an outhouse. See, that'd be even dirtier. Taking a shit in a fucking outhouse, getting a blowjob. We're just disgusting people right
They should
now.
have had the sex scene in that. Yeah, that would have been.
I don't know why, but I was pretty repulsed by TC sniffing his armpits. I don't know why. Of all these like gross kills and shit, I don't know why. I hate when people sniff their armpits in public like that. Like,
I thought he was a great actor. I thought he was probably one of the best actors in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, he's a very likable guy too.
yeah, no, I like TC. I actually like the character a lot.
Man,
But
I thought they called him TC because
Tom Cruise.
yeah, I never thought about Tom Cruise. I get it now. I thought, you know that movie Madman from '81? There's a guy in that movie called TP. So,
Toilet paper?
which is ridiculous. For my bunghole. Yeah, which is ridiculous. But I thought they called this guy TC just because that guy was called TP in fucking Madman. Because it was a camp type slasher. I don't know. But wow, Tom.
When in doubt, they seem to use the name TC just for for extra characters.
Yeah, it's their fucking go-to name in this franchise.
Yeah,
TC.
TC.
They just do it, man. Oh fuck! Party hats at 2:00.
Tons of great lines in this. Tons of great lines.
Speak of the devil, Sean's on TV. Look who's on TV.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great. I didn't mind her comedy at all.
I don't mind it either. I thought like it is like a Freddy one-liner. Like this was definitely modeled after the Freddy one-liner.
Yes, but let me interject. There's something different about it. It's the same thing I said about Wolf Creek 2. Now, I don't like the kangaroo scene in that movie, and there's some other shit I don't like, but when he was doing his lines, the difference between what he was doing and what Angela's doing in this movie compared to Freddy, to me, this is how I view it. When Angela's doing her lines, she's doing it to entertain herself. It's different. When Freddy's doing it, he's saying it to the person, and it seems like it's more targeted to the audience.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a different type of humor to me. It's not like Freddy. Like it doesn't annoy me at all. The Freddy one-liners after part 3 was fine. I guess this is more like part 3. But as they went on in part 4 and on, it was not my cup of tea because of that. I didn't like that, and I feel this was not like that. I don't mind it at all. You know,
Yeah.
I think she was doing, what are you going to get, a gun? No, a drill. That was fucking great.
I like that kill. A lot of people think that's like the lamest kill. Yeah, it's not like graphic or anything, but the way she delivers that line is great.
It's worth it for that, yeah.
Yeah, just the delivery of it.
Well, there's blood splatter in that. There's
There's
definitely
blood,
some
but,
lesser kills in the movie. But then Renee Estevez, I mean, what did she do after this and Intruder? She must have had a career, but those are the two movies I really know her from.
Yeah.
And she
And
did
I was
some
in
other...
that group.
Pardon?
She joined that group, the fucking, the Unknown Sisters of Famous People. She joined it. It's like a support group. She joined it with Pamela Springsteen.
She did The West Wing.
Well, that's a pretty
she
big
was
role.
in, what do you call it? Wasn't she fucking Intruder?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
Intruder, yeah.
Right.
Christian just said that about 3 seconds ago.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made you feel like shit for that.
No, that's what we do.
I deserve it. No,
Yeah.
I totally deserve
Open
it.
up your fucking ears.
And there was a TP in this
Yes.
movie. There was the Tit Patrol.
Yeah,
That's
who.
right. Emilio and
God.
Charlie.
The
Yeah,
Tit Patrol.
her brothers in real life.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I obviously got the Emilio and Charlie, but I never thought her brother. Holy fuck!
Both her brothers.
Right. So cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So even when she's doing her own thing, she's like, "Fuck, my brothers have to be brought up in this." They were both huge stars then.
Yep. All Brat Packers and
Yeah.
that was cool. I got it right away too as I was watching it that they were Brat Packers. I just picked it up. By the time they said Charlie and Emilio, I was like, oh yeah. And then I thought about the other characters' names. I'm like, okay, Ellie Sheedy and fucking
Molly
Ringwald.
Ringwald,
right, etc.
Mare.
I also love
Fair.
the fact that she kills fucking everybody.
Yeah,
Like,
but she
every fucking buddy. I love the one scene where Renee comes back from after, like, kissing Paul or Sean outside and walks back into the room and all the mattresses or everything's folded up. She's like, "You sent them
I had
all
to
home."
send everyone
Yeah,
home.
I thought that was fantastic. Then she has got that stupid nightmare sequence, and that it just feels like padding.
Guess
and
what?
Filler. What?
It is
Okay.
There's a story behind that too. It had to be 90 minutes long contractually, or whatever or 80, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck it
I think
is.
80 because it's short. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they only run like an hour and 16 in terms of actual film time, so that's my guess. Is
Okay.
that it's probably 80.
Well, that was it. So they came up 78 minutes. They came up 2 minutes short. So somebody had the idea to put in the dream sequence, and which I do think it's creepy and like it.
It's creepy, but it didn't make sense for her character because she was so enjoying what she was doing, and she felt like she was doing good because she even says she's cured at the end.
It taps into that fucking Angela from part 1 shit, though. The fucking why she's so fucked up. I like that. It taps into it.
Mm-hmm.
Her psychology. It takes a movie that's goofy like this one and interjects a little bit of serious fucking, I don't know, scary.
I like that not only the fact that she kills everyone, but the fact that her reasons for killing everyone gets like a little bit more far-fetched as it goes on.
Oh yeah, it's like Jigsaw.
You talk too much.
Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna tell.
You're gonna tell. Because she really didn't do anything bad. But the only downfall of this movie is it really doesn't have a climax. It's just it's like kill, 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 and then typically there's a final chase. But this is like a pathetic final chase because she pretty much gets knocked out, wakes up, runs back. That's when she sees everybody dead, runs away.
If it's any
and then she drives up.
You almost made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to do it like a Friday 2 thing with having the fucking shack and the bodies in there too. That's what I always thought out of it. It wasn't.
I like the shack with the bodies.
I do too.
I actually really like the shack and the bodies. Yeah.
And I like because it's discovered and you see all the bodies and you can see the makeup effects again and that's
you can see everyone. And you can see everyone breathing.
And you can see that leeches still like to stay on dead bodies. Like who knew that? Like leeches just like to stick around.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that kill.
And you see the burnt Schode sister who still has her long blonde hair.
Yep. Yep. But it's
would
cool.
badassery kill you or just burn you?
It's funny they brought that up on the Skeleton Crew.
Oh,
and
I didn't even know.
Not only did they bring that up, but that like one of them's like, I've seen it happen twice. I know you don't die from that. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, you've seen it happen twice?
Yeah, that is a little shocking.
It wasn't Alex who said it. I forgot who it was who said it, but
Oh man.
I was thinking to myself, I was thinking, where the hell are you hanging out that you've seen this happen twice?
I gotta go and listen. I don't know, whoever it is.
Yeah, somebody said.
I don't talk to him anymore. But if it's Dan, he's back in. So I'll ask Dan. When did you fucking see it?
Yeah, it was really funny.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that seemed like a kill. It could have been better, but
Yeah, but whatever. We've seen that in fucking movies.
Yeah.
Every slasher, you think, well, they really die. Even the Friday remake with the sleeping bag kill. I always thought that the bag would fucking burn, it would open up, and the person would get out. Because how much could possibly have happened in that fucking 30 seconds that you couldn't run off? So you could say that about so many slashers.
Well, yeah, it's true. And his scream is authentic. Like, he actually, like I said, he's probably the best actor there. And when he turns, that burn, like, looks bad. But yeah, would he just be burnt? Like the cook in part 1?
well,
Did the cook die?
But I imagine the cook died, and I imagine that the pain from being burned with having a whole cup of battery acid thrown in your face would cause you to at very least, pass out.
The battery acid wouldn't burn through the cup?
Well, when it comes in contact with skin...
Who am I? Who am I, Heisenberg? Am I Walter White here?
I'm Mr. Wizard. I can explain it. It's fucking... The 98.6 degrees mixed with the battery acid would cause it to happen.
You know who was really hot? Is the short-haired camp counselor that is the one that finds Uncle John dead and...
then gets stabbed herself.
Yeah, she's really hot. The one that gets a picture with Emilio and Charlie, even though I think he takes a picture after they start moving out of the frame already.
Diane.
She's like, yeah, can I take a picture with you? Yeah. It's like, take cheese. And then she leaves, and then you hear a click. I was like, what? Did you get it? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and she was cute. I agree. You know what I find weird about this? Not weird, but it's actually kind of cool. That people used to always say that these slasher movies, especially in the early 80s, were morality tales. You know, if you smoke weed, you fucking get killed. If you have sex, you get killed, etc. I mean, people always say that shit. This is the one movie that they actually made the fucking, made their villain, made their killer. They're doing that exactly. They're coming right out and saying it. I think it's kind of clever. Because where else could they have gone with this series? You couldn't have had it with the old Angela. being quiet again or something.
Or could
Really?
you?
What's that?
Or could you?
Or could you?
No, I'm just saying, Joel, just because
Oh,
of
I hear you.
where we're going. But I mean, no, I thought this was a great way to do it. And I remember the original director, Hiltzik or whatever, was not too impressed with where the series went with 2 and 3.
Well, the whole idea here
can
was
see that.
it's years later. You say 7 years. I'll agree with that.
Because you have no choice.
Because I have no choice. But she's was locked away. She did her time. She feels reformed and cured. And they referenced that she had the sex change.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
She said 4 years, then I had a sex, and it's, yeah, of course they mentioned the sex.
Yeah.
Scene. Didn't they say it in the beginning in the Friday fucking part 2 campfire scene?
Yeah, or she was the dark-haired girl from the Facts of Life.
Oh yeah.
So maybe she was more comfortable.
Fucking Joe. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, she is more comfortable.
More comfortable. She came out of her shell. She's finally identifying with.
No, I get that, why it could happen. I'm just saying I couldn't see this movie going. What other way could they have put the movie? You know? Like, I don't know. It's just, I thought it was a good idea. But if Hiltzik would have got his hands on it, I'm just curious to know what his idea was.
I think it would have just been more with the tone of it. I mean, they lightened them up, and they were a lot of fun. I don't know if they would have been as effective if they stayed serious all the way through. I mean, you saw 4 try to go back to being serious, and
Yeah.
Casting was definitely an issue with that. But
These movies, they deserve to fucking be around. They deserve to be noticed.
yes,
See.
absolutely.
You know,
I love them.
Yeah, I mean, they're typical. When you think of an 80s slasher, what's in it? It's in this movie.
Yeah,
You know?
and they're perfect to watch back to back. You don't even have to watch part 1 if you've seen it a million times. Just put on 2 and 3.
Yeah, this one got like all the ingredients right. I think it just exactly. It has the gore, it has the kills, it has a huge body count. So it's
Yeah,
really
like
it's really
18.
satisfying, and it clicks along pretty quick. It's like you said, 80 minutes done.
Yeah, and the runtime is even less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body count in this one I think was the highest of all of them. It was like 18, although that's assuming Molly got killed,
Oh, yeah. That's assuming.
which you don't know. But even part 1 had 12 kills.
Not
but,
bad
you
at
know,
all. Yeah.
But obviously like 4 of them are like the kids in the sleeping
that
bags.
don't count. Yeah. That
So but in terms of scenes, interactive kills, you get to see a lot.
What about Freddy and Jason?
I love that scene. I really did.
I do too. Like what I said earlier, forget about it. I think it's great now in this movie.
Yeah, I think it's so well done. One of the things that was brought up on Skeleton Crew that I definitely noticed in the movie, but I wouldn't have brought it up, is the fact that he made the Freddy glove with like real blades.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought that right when it happened. I saw that murder. I'm like, well, I guess it's a real blade.
But I didn't think to myself like, why the hell? Like they're just going to scare Angela. They're not going to kill her.
He actually made it himself, like Freddy did. It wasn't
Yeah.
a prop. He fucking
Yeah, he made a real glove.
And he had to drop it and misplace it and search around for it.
Yeah,
Well,
how the hell did
she
Angela
somehow
get
got it.
punched?
Yeah, hid behind the log. Well, the other guy, Jason, came with a machete, and they all played around there and had an exchange. And then she slit his throat. Like how did they not see? Like, where was she? It all
was a
happened
good
right
throat
there.
Slit, though. It was a real good
Yeah.
throat slit.
Yes, it was.
I love a good throat slit.
Absolutely. My
Yeah.
favorite kill in the Friday franchise is
Yeah.
fucking Annie. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
They did good throat slits in these films. They actually lingered on the person like struggling to breathe and gurgling and making sounds and shit like that. Where instead of just throat slit and then cut to the next scene, or a throat slit and fall and dead instantly.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Good kills. I mean, the fucking
Allie's kill.
Awesome.
That was the best. Besides the Schultz sisters, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe tied. But Allie's kill was so great because she's such a bitch, and it was just like such a mean-spirited kill, but she deserved it.
yes, she did.
What's in there? What's in there? Shit.
Shit.
I'm
Ding,
gonna
ding,
borrow
ding.
your favorite word. I'm gonna borrow it. You've been a shitty friend and a shitty camper. What else is in there? Piss. You pissed away your God-given time. I love it. It's a great speech.
It is awesome. It's
Get in there. How does she fit in there? How big is that
I don't know, but
right?
the sound design on that scene is insane. Like they were putting gurglings, like and then breathing. It was intense. Like,
It's funny. That's another thing that they mentioned on Skeleton Crew was the gurgling, and somebody was like, "I can't listen to that scene without gagging because I'm assuming she's gurgling on a piece of shit."
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
true. It's true, but then there's sometimes you can hear like coughing and gurgling is happening at the same time too. I'm like,
yeah.
No, it makes you want to puke thinking about it.
I'm
It's a
about to
great
gag
film.
right now thinking about it. Actually,
Right, if you think about it too much, man, because considering what's going on, what a terrible fucking way to have your life ended. Terrible. Oh man, it's not many worse. Drowning bugs me out as it is, but add fucking shit and piss and fucking being pushed down there and leeches to the mix. What the? That's fun. What an incredible kill. What a great.
I think these movies did a great job with the kills, like making them mean-spirited and brutal. I can't think of really any kills in the film where I'd be like, okay, if I had to die, that's the way I'd want to go. Maybe in part 3 there's one, but I mean, they're all pretty brutal.
Yes, they sure as fuck are.
I mean, nobody
it's
wants
a
their
good job.
throat slit. Nobody wants to be drowned in a shitter. You certainly don't want to be set on fire.
I should hope not. Here's something funny I want to bring up. I never noticed it till this time. When the kill is happening in the fucking outhouse, there's you're talking about the sound design. What the fuck? They had so many fucking flies there. Did you guys notice it was nonstop? Zzz,
yeah.
what the fuck? There had to be a dead body in that fucking trailer, I think.
Nah, Christian left a floater.
Yeah. Oh.
He was in there right before. Didn't you see Christian in the background walking away
Oh, I had Taco Bell right before.
with a dirty butthole?
Me and Taco Bell do not mix. I don't know what to tell you.
He had the gordita.
Yeah.
Oh, damn enchiladas.
It comes out the same way it goes in. It's crazy.
I love even one of the weaker kills, like when she strangles Demi with the piano wire. I love that whole scene before where she's just looking for a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
And she tries to stick her head through the hanger.
Guitar
Exactly.
string she uses.
You're referring to the Jesse Spano and Lisa Turtle scene?
Guitar wire. Yeah, what I say, piano wire?
Piano wire.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a piano wire. I'm a monster all of a sudden.
Guitar wire. Guitar
Guitar wire.
string. Guitar wire.
Guitar string.
I called it guitar wire. I'll be okay.
No, I called it guitar wire too after I called it the piano wire.
Holy fuck. Okay.
But yeah, she's messing around with all the objects.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it gets really funny in part 3, but in this, I thought it was funny when and even the girl's like, "What are you doing out there?" She's like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think she
good.
wanted to take a string off her guitar, but
That
eventually,
poor
it's just
girl.
like,
That nosy bitch, though, she was calling everybody and saying, and then I called this person, and then I didn't want to talk to them, and then I called this person, and then holy fuck.
and then in the end, she just goes, she's like, "You talk too much."
Right, she just got tired. I got tired of hearing it too. Her fucking ass calling everybody in sight. It sounded like she wanted to accuse her, but she wasn't coming out and saying it. She was like dumb. She was too dumb.
I think she was just dumb and just being like,
Right.
she's like something's going on, like.
She got taken out. It was Jesse Spano and Lisa Turtle, that scene. Did you notice?
Yes.
That's what it looks like. Fucking
Yeah, it does.
real quick, their hairstyles and the way they look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Christian, don't you know who those people are?
No, I do not.
Oh, Canadian. Saved by the Bell.
Canadian
Oh,
Saved by the Bell was
okay,
different.
now I know.
Okay, I thought you were too fucking stuck on Degrassi. Okay.
No.
Canadian Saved by the Bell was just 6 dudes banging each other.
Yeah. Saved by the balls.
Saved by the bleach.
Yeah, and then Leah comes in, and you had to kill Leah. She was so annoying. You're not supposed to give away your food. I'm telling.
Oh yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck you, Leah.
Exactly.
You deserve to die. I didn't do nothing. You're gonna tell. Boom.
Right.
Stab her.
Yep. Fuck her ass. Absolutely. Here's something I wanted to bring up, which is funny. They have a fake out scene, like a POV scene, fucking when the boys break into the girls' cabin. You know that part? And then Angela comes in and breaks it up, and then it leads to the girls then going back to the boys' cabin. That whole sequence. But isn't it odd that they would put a POV fucking scene in this when you already know who the killer is?
Oh, they do that a lot. I noticed that a lot. Like the feet coming in, the doom doom. and you're like, we know it's Angela.
Yes.
So what? Like, I mean, what are you doing here?
Right. It
If they
doesn't
didn't do the setup, then yeah.
It would have fit in Sleepaway Camp, the original.
Yeah.
But halfway through a movie where a chick's been fucking killing right in front of us, fucking enjoying it, and they go into a fucking POV mystery type fucking Friday 1 gig. I'm like, what the fuck? I just thought that was funny. I never really noticed it till last.
You know what? It still worked on me though. I was still like, oh my god, what's going on?
Who could it be?
Yeah. Is it Mel? Is Mel back?
Is it Robert Earl Jones? I'm your father.
I am your father, Demi.
I want to be the head cook. They said they're going to give me a head cook. I'm going to kill until I get that position.
Another killer cook, huh? Friday style. Oh shit! But yeah, what a fun movie. And then she just goes on a massacre towards the end. It just fucking gets out of control. Here's what I want to know: when she's confronted at the end by fucking what's his name, the son of the cop, Sean. Okay. Sean, and he says, oh, and he figures everything out. You're Angela, the fucking angel of death, Peter Baker, the whole fucking thing. And he tells her all this shit. And she said, how'd you get this job? And the one thing, who the fuck? She said she got recommendations.
Yeah, from priests and
Who
clergymen.
the fuck? How the fuck? I'm glad that they did question it. Because that's a question that I'm thinking. I'm like, how the fuck would this girl get this job? And at least they addressed it. But man, what a fucking...
And she looks crazy there, too. Like, her acting there is perfect. Like, her eyes, like, she goes crazy. If you actually watch that scene, because she's typically happy-go-lucky and she cracks the one-liners throughout the whole thing. But there, when she's telling him her answer and going through everything that you just said there, her expression, she looks really scary.
I take it that she's lying.
Oh, really? I didn't take it like that. I
didn't.
Really? You think she actually got recommendations? I mean, maybe she said
it is ridiculous.
But she did her years in the institution.
I just accept it, but it doesn't make any sense. It's like Michael learning to drive and fucking had in Smith's Grove. You know, I accept it. It doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. But I accept it. I don't think that she just snuck in some other way. You know?
No. I just I mean, she's going under a different name. They wouldn't have recommended Angela Baker to work with kids again, I don't think.
Yeah, well, exactly. So she must have snuck in, just like she sneaks in as a camper a year later, part 3. How did she get the registration to find out who that the girl is that she decides to steal the identity from?
In part 3.
That, yeah.
Part 3. So maybe she's got like an in.
Yeah, maybe.
It's Mel.
Yeah.
Good old Mel.
I like how the camp changes names every year. Just like that's gonna be like make it safer.
Camp Rolling Hills.
I like Camp Rolling Hills. I want a Camp Rolling Hills shirt.
They have them. You could get them. They're not.
Yeah, no,
Alex has them. He has a Rolling Hill and a New Horizons, I believe. They have them on a certain website. I forgot what it is, but
New Horizons.
They're
no
cool.
Arrowback or Manabi.
Oh wow, good call. Manabi? Is that what you called it?
Yeah, that's what part. Return
is that what it's called?
Camp.
I want to say it's pronounced some other way.
Manabi?
Manabi. That's what I think. I don't know. Maybe not.
Manabi.
I don't know. Manabi sounds better. I don't know. Arawak, Manabi. I don't know. But I love the way this movie ends, and I think the very end, the way it is, and fucking, I think that situation with the chick that picks her up.
Yeah.
I don't think she was going to kill her. I think that was just going to be a getaway. And because of fucking her talking dirty about this and that, she was like, fuck it. You could almost see in like her body language that she was just...
Her facial expression, that whole scene just looking at her while she's talking, it's like, she's like, would you shut the fuck up?
Right. I think she just legitimately just, she gives a good performance. And that's the look that she gives. Like... All right, fuck it, I gotta kill somebody else now. Couldn't have been a normal person picking me up. It had to be a fucking...
I like how she keeps her hat, though.
Right. Yeah, she does. Smart girl.
She keeps her hat and then pulls out the Molly. Howdy, partner.
Yeah, great ending.
Loved it.
Fucking ending. So good.
It really is.
Does great. Pamela Springsteen does a really good job in this role.
I think so, too. I agree.
And you can't even find this chick anymore. She doesn't talk about it. She doesn't do interviews for it. She didn't appear on the Blu-rays. She's completely distanced from it. She's a photographer. She has a website. I tried to get her for an interview for this show because I knew that. Because I knew that no one's ever interviewed. She's never fucking done a convention, talked about it, nothing. So I was gonna try to get a coup and fucking find a way to get a hold of her and see if she'd let us interview her, but I couldn't.
Maybe she'd do it for a Jersey boy, considering she's like from like 10 minutes away.
Oh yeah.
And she grew up in Freehold, New Jersey, which is the mall I go to. Freehold
Mall.
Mall.
Maybe we can get it on the show, guys. If you hear the interview, it's because of Brandon's hard work and determination.
Yeah.
He did the best he could. But...
Yeah, I watched a couple of extras from. Actually, no, I watched some stuff on YouTube because I was looking to see what she was up to, and I saw she was a photographer and stuff.
Yeah, she did these 2 movies, one right after the other, and that was it. She just did it, and Bruce probably said, "Okay, I'll buy your house now." You've proven yourself as an actress to me. He's really a big horror movie fan, Bruce. So he said, "Since I can't do some slashers, why don't you do them?" So that's probably the story. So he bought her a house.
A lot of fun.
She has a job. Yeah, a lot of fun, definitely. Are we ready for the grades?
Yes, sir.
Nothing else needs to be said? We're good? All right.
TC.
Well, okay, I'll give a grade first. I give this 7.5. I really enjoy it. It's a fun movie. There's some downtime, I think, a little bit of downtime where I almost check out, but there's some high moments that are really good, and it's a fun camp flick, and like I said, it's got everything you want in a slasher. 7.5, that's where I'm at.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly my rating too, 7.5.
Oh,
Pretty much all the same reasons that you described as well. It's
and you went higher than part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. But I've heard some people say that. I know some people are fans of 2 over 1. And here's the funny thing. When I first watched 1, 2, and 3, when I go back to that story when, my ex bought that thing, we watched them all, and my initial response was that I like part 2 much better. I go, oh no, those are real kills. They're better than they fucking were in the first one. The first one didn't have it was like meatballs with murders, and they weren't even, like I explained before, they were different type of murders. They didn't do it for me, but now obviously that's totally different, but that was my initial reaction. I was like, oh yeah, part 2 is the best.
You know what? The one thing we forgot to talk about with this film was the pranks. That between who was it? Was it? Oh, it was Demi and Allie. The radio prank.
The radio prank.
When she switches the radio station on and just starts laughing uncontrollably.
Isn't that part 3?
No,
that was this one.
It's like, oh damn! Turn that song up.
Oh yeah,
I love that song, and it's like
that's right.
Psych! And then and then she starts flipping out, like laughing. I'm like, that is the worst prank ever.
There was a lot of forced laughter, like in situations and conversations, like between Sean and Molly when they're getting out of the pool and they're talking.
Yeah, but that's character development.
Yeah, of course. You have to.
You're supposed to care about those two, if nobody else.
Speak of the devil, look who's on TV.
Awesome. That was good.
My father was so pissed when Sean got his head cut off.
It is a cheap kill. You think he's going to be a hero.
Yeah, just like honestly, it is a shocking kill the first time because you really think he's going to make it. And she didn't really want to kill him. She
didn't. Right.
She liked Sean.
Yep.
But he just back-talked a little too much.
Well, he found out. He had her figured out, so there was no fucking...
It wasn't even that. She just said he talked back too much. It wasn't even the fact that...
That's what she said, yeah. Yeah, too much back-talking. She tells him, yeah, he wasn't right for you.
You know what?
As my aunt says, plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah.
I like how she quotes her aunt sometimes.
Yeah.
In both movies, 2 and 3, I think.
She does, yeah.
Which is cool. It rubs off the crazy gene in their family, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I guess it kind of makes sense that she would flip. Her fucking aunt's a loony. So, loony.
I'm torn between this and part 1 as which one's my favorite. So I'm gonna go with the same grade for this one with an 8 out of 10. Wow. So fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I was gonna go 7. I was gonna go 7.5, but that would just mean that I'm implying that I like one better, which isn't necessarily true.
There you go. With more views, you'll know. This is the kind of... That's what I truly believe. That's what I've come to discover with my viewing of it and friends of mine. That it seems after you see them all a certain amount of times, you end up sometimes changing your mind, but people end up having different favorites. And
I don't think I'll change my mind about my enjoyment of all these films. I think honestly, to be honest, I think my ratings are a little high, but it doesn't matter because I still enjoy the films. It doesn't matter what I give any of these films. I still like them.
Right on. Even though it had a bad final chase scene. But I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I agree, but as I said.
uneventful, not very cool, long and boring, kind of longer than it had to be, and boring. Not that long. I mean, you look at Friday 2, that's a fucking 15-minute final chase scene, and I love every second of it. Then you look at this, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, because it really almost wasn't even a final chase because she didn't want to kill her. So when she fell, she just assumed she was dead and it was over.
True. She's barely a final girl. Barely.
Yeah, and then you just see her running for like an hour and she just happens to run into her.
Yeah. It's not the worst. It's not the worst final
No.
chase scene. That would be the Rob Zombie's Halloween remake.
Mm-hmm.
Boring, slow, and fucking awful. God. And I hate to say that because I love Rob Zombie's movies, but that's another story. But anyway,
Yeah, I gotta see 1 through 30.
Yes, you do. I guess we're doing a retro. We're gonna just eventually say fuck it and start doing all those other ones.
No, we gotta do 1 through 30 before 31 comes out.
Oh yes, for Rob Zombie, count me in. Rob Zombie's first 30 movies. Okay.
That's not what I meant. I was making a joke. It's the first 30 films because he has a film called 31. Christian, you could have chimed in and helped me out.
It's great to just see that all play out.
I was trying to help. That's the worst part.
It's painful. I'm saying to myself, in my head, I'm like, "Where's Christian? Come in."
Because I'm worried about the noise, I had my microphone on mute, and I'm laughing, and then I realize that what's happening with Dave, and it makes me laugh more because Dave is trying to help you out, but then it's
like,
it's funny.
Definitely, I'm definitely on board with that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I love it.
Man.
I love
But
it.
I do love Rob Zombie, and I would like to do a Rob Zombie show at some point.
We are definitely doing it.
First 30 movies.
It's first 30.
Yeah.
1 through 30. All right, guys. It's time for Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland, 1989. After murdering a young girl, Angela Baker assumes her identity and travels to Camp New Horizons, built on the grounds of the camp she terrorized the year before, not the day before. And she starts killing again.
Well, there's a reason I keep saying that, Dave.
It's because, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
only had 2 days off. As a matter of fact, this is the story from the fucking producer. Check it out. This is the whole 2 and 3 thing.
Expectation of doing 2 and probably doing 3, but everybody sort of took a look and see attitude. I remember we cut John Allen, the editor, who cut some rough scenes, and we showed them to Doug Helix and the suits that Nelson and everybody said, yeah, so let's just do 3. I think we had literally maybe a weekend between the wrap of 2 and the beginning of 3. I mean, it's one of those things where you just sort of say, okay, we're going to wing it with like jazz. You just keep playing, you know.
So that's weird, huh? They fucking filmed 2. They showed it to the people. The people said, we want another one before it was done. And they fucking had a weekend off. And they fucking had to do another one.
Wow.
You believe that shit?
I think the budget for 2 was like $425,000. I bet they probably just threw them an extra a little bit. I don't even think it was that much because it definitely feels like a smaller movie. There's
The
like
budget for 3 is this exact same as the budget for 2.
You know what? Then that makes me think it was one budget for both. Because I don't know about you guys, but part 2 feels like a bigger movie. Lots of nighttime scenes, backlighting and whatnot. I think there's a couple of nighttime scenes, but really, when all's said and done, just the end part, I remember it looked like backlit and whatnot. 3 definitely feels more rushed. And in fact, at first, way back when, I actually thought 3 was more fun. It's like, it's silly. It's a quick start, and it's just kill. And they ramp up the kills, I think, again. But
they do.
It hasn't aged.
When you start out with a kill with a stick, you can only go up from there.
Well, yeah.
I love the stick kill. That's one of the funniest.
It's cool.
Kills.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's funny because, like...
they start with a kill with a truck, though. She kills the girl that she steals the identity
she
from.
kills Maria with the truck. She kills Milkshake with the truck.
Yeah, which comes out of nowhere. Except, that was great. The milkshake tits and then the tattoo. But that kill, all of a sudden she's getting run down by a dump truck or a garbage truck. You can see people watching them filming the scene. It's like the trucks are rolling down there. You're like, what the fuck's going on here?
I actually watched the
identity.
making of that scene. It was actually really cool how they did that. It was really fun watch, and something I did notice, which I heard them talk about on Skeleton Crew. I'm giving them a lot of shout outs tonight, but
Yeah, it's okay.
when she gets hit by the truck, the dummy's head comes off.
Yeah, it does.
And I noticed it, and it's so noticeable. And then they pan to her laying in the trash, covered in blood, and obviously her head's still on. But you could see when the truck hits the dummy, the head comes right off.
I always noticed something, but I wasn't
Yeah,
really
it's
sure
the
what.
body going back and the head just falling right off.
Yeah, it was like a mannequin.
But I still liked it. I'm like, all right, this is a good way to start it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland, awesome. Let's go.
It was the only.
Teenage Wasteland.
It was, yeah, the kid says that at that one
Yeah,
point.
I know.
Teenage Wasteland. What's his name? Snowball.
Snowball. Yeah.
Snowboy.
No boy. Well,
okay,
did
whatever.
you get the character references in this one?
No, you said that they were like famous people.
Okay, no, that was part two was that they were still famous people. In this one, it was named after three different things. One, the Munsters, hence Herman and Lily.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
The Brady Bunch, Marcia, Jan, Cindy.
Oh, I know Marsha. I didn't know Jan and Cindy. Wow.
Yeah, there was Jan and Cindy. There was also Greg, Bobby, and
Angela B. Peter.
and Peter. There was a Peter.
Okay.
And also West Side Story. There was Tony. There was Riff. And
Wow.
and there was Arab.
Oh, okay.
Arab is a character from West Side Story whose original name was supposed to be Action, who was also another character from West Side Story, but they went with Arab.
Wow.
That's funny. That's
I
killer.
researched that, but then watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, look, even when they're introducing themselves, like the rich kids are the Brady Bunch kids. All the rich kids, all six of the rich kids that introduce themselves are the six Brady Bunch siblings.
Wow,
What a
man.
weird camp too. Like,
Well, it's not really a camp. It's sort of like a retreat sort of like project almost, bringing rich and poor people together.
I love it. I love that fucking.
I loved it too.
that plot twist.
Yeah, just the whole Camp New Horizons, the reason behind it. I am completely. It keeps me entertained throughout the movie to see the fucking that whole thing.
This one's fast paced.
It's fast paced. It's perfect. It's
Super
fucking.
fast.
They get right into it. There's a ridiculous. You said ridiculous about the movie, Christian. I think, and I think the beginning is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's in a good way. Like
in a trauma way almost. It's
again,
weird.
I say bad shit crazy a lot, and it just starts like right out of the gate, like bad shit crazy with this scene, boom, to get her identity. She could have probably stolen her identity or killed her a little bit more, subtly.
But not only that, they
that's
show her
great.
sitting at the bus stop, which you got to assume is pretty close by. So after she runs without the back truck,
Yeah.
she grabs her bags and walks over to the bus stop.
There it
Yeah,
is.
without getting busted, right?
Yeah.
It's
And
like-
I think the people watching were probably just honestly not supposed to be in the shot.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. it's just-
So because they show a lot of people were being nosy. They actually filmed that in a bad area. I think in Atlanta.
Really?
I do
Yeah.
find that they didn't take the time with the effects in this one. It felt like they did the setups a lot, but they didn't necessarily do the payoffs. I
I
think
have an answer for that.
Okay.
MPAA, my friend. MPAA. They
Really?
fucked them.
Yes.
Maybe because it was a year later. Maybe 89's when fucking shit got really bad. Was it, they got basically they got the Friday 7 treatment. They fucking on the Blu-ray, on the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Here's one thing I can pimp about it. They have all the fucking scenes, but they're like VHS quality.
Yeah.
And they'll show them. But the gore was there, and it was a plenty. In my opinion, it was probably more than fucking part 2.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Which is
now,
weird.
check it out.
Direct to video, and typically, or maybe it wasn't direct to video, but that's how I saw it.
It had to be submitted to the MPAA
Yeah.
either way. They wanted to give an X. This was before the days when they gave things a non-rating or something else. So they got an X, and they kept fucking submitting shit, and they kept getting an X. So I don't know why they chose to fuck with them in this movie, but they did, and unfortunately, that.
Well, I heard that the Herman kill had some sort of poker in his wiener, and she was going to make a joke about a weenie roast.
I don't know about that. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Herman's death.
But I watched the kills. I did watch them, and they were all fucking better, and they were talking about them. There's a whole thing on the Scream Factory thing on the Blu-ray.
I thought Jan's kill could have been better rather than just bashing her head in.
Well, she really just does beat those two the first two kills like with a stick.
And she's beating Herman for like 30 minutes.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
And he's yelling, "What? My wife doesn't give it to me anymore. Lily doesn't let me have it anymore."
That guy's a fucking great actor.
He is. That's Michael J. Pollard, and everybody's. I hear people talking like, "Oh, that guy's so creepy." Like he's actually a very good actor.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, he was in Scrooged.
Yep, he was in
And I believe it. But the reason why I bring up Scrooge is because I believe his name in Scrooge was Herman.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah, he's a guy. He gets around. I heard he was around in the '60s, and he was involved with some of those movies with fucking Jack Nicholson and shit. Those fucking trippy
absolutely.
movies.
Yeah, he's one of those character actors that shows up in a lot of movies.
Hanging out with Peter Fonda and fucking Nicholson and who's the other fucking cat? Dennis Hopper in those movies.
Yeah,
he was like somehow involved in that crew, but I guess he's really eccentric and like always fucking crazy like that in real life. Like fucking, he's a real character in real life. Yeah, but
he's still alive, I think.
I can't get over this as long as we're talking about him. Check this out.
Sweet pig, come on out, sweet pig. Daddy won't make you go fishing if you don't want it, sweet pig.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He just met the girl a day before, and he's got this fucking pet name for her already.
Yeah, she was all into him too.
She's putting out.
Yeah, he was sucking on her titties.
Oh,
I know he did. He got
That's
like
acting.
He was really sucking on him.
That wasn't stunt tits. Those are real McCoys, and that was real sucking. That's like acting at its finest. Academy Award right there. Like these guys always get overlooked. Like he's suffering for his art as an actor.
I would have paid to be in that part.
I know.
Right. Oh fuck, a guy that age with a girl that age again. Like we said before.
Yeah, much older men.
Are you allowed to improvise there? Like everybody talks about acting as improvisation. Like what if you just started motorboating there? Like she didn't expect it. Like I don't know. Like,
or making ape sounds. That's another theme.
The ape. Planet of the Apes. How does that get by the MPAA? Him sucking on her nipple, but they can't show a fucking a watermelon fucking chunks from the scene when Lily gets run over.
yeah.
You know,
That makes no sense.
Fuck.
There were supposed to be so many more scenes. I mean, even the newscaster at the beginning, her whole team was supposed to be killed in like a van accident. That Angela was supposed to cut the brakes,
Really?
but instead the news they just went with the news reporter snorting the whole thing of cocaine. Isn't that a bit much? And then I'll just snort this whole bit. I won't even
On the
take
drive
a little,
home.
I'm not even gonna take a little bit to make sure this stuff is good. Because if you take a little bit and you sniff it, you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is poison. I can't snort this." You probably won't die, but she just inhaled it and just basically fried her brain, literally.
That was awesome. Well, don't you know people that do drugs are dumb? They don't think about
Yeah.
That's what they're telling you there. You know? But that noise it made to the crackling and shit, you could feel that happening. That scene, it works so well, that kill for me. I could just imagine that fucking happening, you know? Coming up your nose and the nose bleeds and shit. Oh, man.
Yeah, this film wasted no time. Obviously,
Right.
The truck. That's why this film is really fun.
It is really fun.
Yeah, it is.
I want to say one thing about the what's on my mind because I'll forget. The video, the fucking what I was telling you about how it's cut. There's a work print for this movie, and it's on the Scream Factory Blu-ray. So if you want to watch the whole thing on VHS quality, completely uncut, you can with that work print. It's probably a little less than VHS quality, but it's not terrible. It's not like the Friday 7 scenes.
And what is it, like an extra 4 or 5 minutes?
Probably, yeah. But bottom line is that even if it's an extra 90 seconds, it's worth it because it's just the fucking gore scenes.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I read that it was like 4 or 5 minutes.
So yeah, I wanted to put that out there. So if you need any reason another reason to get the fucking Part 3 Blu-ray, that's one right there.
Christian, do you get the sense that Dave is working for Scream Factory now?
Yeah, all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, I think you should buy these Blu-rays. And
well, I'm so happy.
maybe I'll get my slipcovers next time I get
on
them.
a big sale. They all came in time. I got them all on the cheap. Things are good with
Honestly, when you showed them off, I was a little jealous, and because I put off picking them up because I was like, you know what? Let me just watch them on Netflix and see if I really enjoy them as much as I remember. And if I like them, I could always pick them up. And I'm definitely gonna pick them up now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because sometimes, like popcorn, like revisiting Popcorn. Even though I enjoyed it, and I'd probably pick it up if Synapse ever releases it. I don't think I'd be in a rush to pick it up for like day one purchase for like $25.
No, I got mine for fucking $12.99 on this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
why
saying.
I got it.
That's what I'm saying. I'll wait for for some sort of maybe a Black Friday sale before I pick these up. But
Yep. But they're good. The quality's really good. The part 2 and 3 almost fucking look better than they fucking deserve to look.
yeah, I mean, look, I was watching the
You know?
DVDs. I was watching the DVDs because I had to get them through the mail because they're not streaming them anymore. And the DVDs look great, so I imagine that the Blu-rays look awesome.
They did pretty good, man. They did pretty good.
Yeah.
Good shit. So check it out. Angela, why the fuck do you think she'd even go back to camp after everything that's happened? Of all places that she so desperately wants to go, is it she
Loves
really
camp.
wants to be fulfilled? She wants to go and fucking have a good experience?
Yeah,
She
I guess
loves
that's what they needed to make another movie. They needed to give it a reason to go back, and this time instead of a camp or a counselor, she's going back as a camper to have that experience.
And I'm fine with it. I just...
And she's disappointed yet again.
Yes.
I'll tell you right out of the gate, one of my favorite kill in this is a tent pole. I absolutely love when she, well, other than the fact that it's probably going to be next to impossible for her to get that girl up
Well, whatever.
the tent pole. Who cares about that? But she just lets it go.
Well, no,
Oh,
she still
I
has
love it.
Peter's strength.
I love it.
Yeah,
Peter.
it's great.
Peter.
You got to see it uncut.
Yeah, that's a great scene because her hands are tied behind her back and you just see her head smash in.
You know what? I'm wondering, Dave, because I do somehow recall seeing this footage. So I'm wondering if that survival kit, did it include the deleted
did.
scenes?
I
Okay.
think it did.
Because I had it, and I, like as I mentioned before, and because I seem to remember watching the deleted scenes.
You don't have it anymore?
No, I told you I sold it on eBay. I know.
Oh, we all know
Clive
what
Barker,
happened.
Yeah,
Clive
Clive Barker did not sign it.
Oh, shit.
Assholes.
Yeah, that is probably the best kill in it, but the most brutal kill has got to be Peter's.
Yo.
Is Peter the firecracker?
The firecracker.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, man.
Awesome. And there you go. I remember seeing this in Fangoria magazine in 1989. I think it was either on the cover or it was an article on the inside, but they showed a close-up, broad daylight shot of fucking that dude with his fucking nose blown off.
Oh,
And
man.
it looked awesome, and I was like, wow, maybe I should watch these Sleepaway Camp movies. I remember thinking that when I saw that. I'm like, oh, shit. And then when I saw the movie, you still do see it, but not exactly like I wanted.
And then Snowboy's reaction, his screaming is great.
Yeah. All the guys scream in this movie. Did you notice that? Yeah.
And the great thing, the really creepy part is when she lit the tent on fire, Snowboy was still alive.
Yeah.
Because you hear him screaming, I'm like, oh, this is fucking brutal.
It was
Like, this
brutal.
is great because it's comedic, but these kills are not like
So they're
holding
sadistic.
back.
They're more sadistic kills. Like,
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
kills are very R-rated, and the comedy makes it, like PG-13. Brings it back a little. So it blends well though.
Can we talk about the rap music? Like
Oh, man.
literally, it was a
The
Casio. It was a Casio like keyboard. Just like the beats that are like if you hit like a beat, it's like.
terrible. No words.
At one point, I think there was some words.
Later there was. And the
Yeah.
second scene, when you see him again,
Fucking horrible.
It was horrible.
it's just like terrible breakdancing music that nobody would ever fucking play. Like, I like breakdancing music, but that wasn't even good enough to...
Yeah, and even though they made the characters so stereotypical, they made him the most stereotypical because, of course, like in the first 2 minutes of the film, he's having a knife taken away from him.
Right. He pulls a gun
And
later.
then he's got a gun.
He pulls a gun.
Bobby, clean the fish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that's such a great scene when Angela comes out. She sees the gun. She comes out. She's like, Bobby, clean the fish. She's
Awesome.
not, Riff isn't cleaning the fish.
Right.
That was great.
And Bobby, man, he turns out to be the biggest scumbag of them all. You're like, all right, this might be the final guy. But then right away, he's, all touchy-feely, trying to force himself on girls. I thought people like you and like this.
I love how that girl that gets killed by the temple kill is overtly racist, calls
Oh,
him
yeah.
a racial slur, and he's the one that gets in trouble and told to calm down.
I know.
By the camp,
I know.
by the lazy.
Lily's racist too.
Lily,
That's all
yeah.
she's saying. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it
But
is.
it's funny the way she's like, do you do drugs? Doesn't everyone?
Right.
Do you do this?
You a
Yes.
cheerleader?
Are you a cheerleader? Yes. Strike 3.
Yep. Yeah. That was great. That was great, man. This movie and daylight kills. Let me point that out. A lot of daylight kills, and I like that because you don't see it a lot.
These are mostly daylight kills, I think.
I thought that was a budget thing. I really do, but it works.
It is a budget thing, actually, but it does work.
I like daylight kills. Nothing wrong with daylight kills.
I agree. This series does have its share. You're right. Yeah.
Daylight kills are sometimes more scary.
On that music.
That's what it is. It's just that you're doing a better job than what was coming out of his fucking stereo.
Yeah. Later on, it was yelling. It was like in the second scene later on in the tent. In the beginning, right before the "suck my dick, Spick," before that fucking shit went down.
That was a great line.
It was awesome. The best line in the movie. But he was doing that shit earlier, and the guy was burping, making fun of the cop and the whole fucking deal. That was that shit. Later on, when he's in the tent and all that shit's going on, when they're by the campfire, it's going. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Rap. It sounds like fucking, I don't know, DMX with a.
I knew you were gonna say DMX.
Wow.
Because you sounded just like DMX. I said to myself, he sounds like DMX, and then you brought up DMX.
Holy fuck!
I'll tell you what, I did like seeing Arab naked. Ooh,
Arab.
the Asian girl.
Oh yeah.
She's from Night of the Demons. That's the Asian girl from Night of the Demons. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, she's stunning in Night of the Demons. Her fuck.
Yeah, she was stunning in this too. Even she looked good.
But at the same time, that is her. Wow, Christian, that floored me. You're right. That is that chick.
You just floored him.
Wow.
Yeah, I floored Dave.
Then there's the other girl, the Spanish chick. She's fucking good looking too.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Which Spanish chick?
What's her name?
Am I crazy?
I don't know. Maybe I did go crazy. Is it part 2 that she's in? Am I fucked up?
What's the character's name?
I forgot. I just know that she had that look to her. I thought that she was fucking Latino when she was hot.
Oh, you're thinking of part 4.
Maybe I am. Okay.
We'll get to it.
Sorry.
I think you're thinking of part 4 because that's my crush.
Too many movies. Okay, sorry. But here's what it is about this movie. It starts right away. They go right into it, even if it's ridiculous in the beginning that she would know where that chick lived and that what she was doing and everything else. Whatever. That's why I say it's like trauma. There's no thought behind it.
Well, look. The news team was covering it, so it was a big like news story. It was a big national news thing. They brought these people from all over the country.
Yeah, it's great.
So the fact that she saw the name, okay, Maria, I forgot what her last name was, Maria, whatever, from New York, she'd be.
I'm kidding.
Maria Gonzalez. Maria Concheta Gonzalez.
So she just assumed she was a bad person.
Well, no, she would have assumed the identity
She's
of whoever.
racist too. What's that?
She just would assume the identity of whichever person was closest to her.
Oh, so she didn't care. I figured, they kind of made her look a little bad by having the milkshake tits, and she was talking shit with her parents.
Oh no, she lived in a shitty. She lived in a shit.
She was one of the poor kids.
Yeah.
But I think Angela would have assumed the identity of a rich kid had she killed a rich kid.
Oh, of course. Well,
This movie was pretty racist.
So racist.
Right. But enjoyable.
But
like
fun.
I said, it starts off good. I like the whole New Horizons thing, and they go right to camping. They go in their groups of 3, and they do their thing, and they're out in a camp. Granted, it's the same camp as part 2, which is great. I love that it's all familiar territory. It's the same shit we just saw. It makes sense. It's great. They changed the name. I wish they would have done that with the Friday series. Imagine if
Forest Green.
Yeah, fuck that. Even
No, they changed it.
They changed the name, yeah, but I mean that too. But I mean, as far as filming locations, I wish like part 2 and 3 would have been filmed at the same place.
Yeah, I hear you.
Higgins Haven, you know what I mean?
Not Atlanta or whatever they did. Yeah,
that whole
palm trees.
They built it and shit. Yeah, that's one thing it has going for it, the continuity from part 2. Obviously, because it was a week later. So, but still, it's cool. It's familiar.
A week later in terms of filming, a year later in terms of story.
Right. That's why I keep saying.
Talking about another good death. is the guy that she comes on to, the redhead, the ginger, I guess is we'll call him. And I do recall seeing the uncut version now because I remember you don't see any gore there. The tie to ground the tree with the Jeep with his arms.
Yes.
Oh yeah, where his arms are
And
being
you don't
ripped
see
off.
shit. You just see him scream, and it's effective. But
It's
I
still
remember
effective.
seeing the uncut version of
You
it.
see
And-
blood popping up at like the shoulder joint, but
Yeah.
it is just effective just knowing what's happening.
Phew, what a thought that is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember the uncut scene. Yeah, you see it tear
Yeah.
tear off, and then you see the arms getting, I think, dragged away a little bit.
Yep, you sure as fuck do. It's great. They're all really cool. But that kill still works without it. That's one of the kills that your imagination can make it worse than anything you're going to see. Because you could see that happening to yourself, you know?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, that's just a...
Yeah, I was surprised.
I don't know if I get tied up though. I think
was-
I'd be like,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
honey.
True.
Don't tell anyone. It could ruin an election one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised they didn't go with the full decapitation scene for the Asian girl. I know they were supposed to,
They were supposed to, and they got caught.
but they showed the hatchet in her head.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
it was it was
quick.
again a very weird edit, but yeah, I guess MPAA.
Yeah, exactly. You should see how when it's uncut. Her head comes right off.
Yeah.
Off, and you fucking see her hands still moving on her fucking
Yeah.
decapitated body.
And then Angela picks up the head and goes, "Oh, so sorry." I'm just kidding.
You knew it was coming. Let's talk about the fact that one of the best ideas was to bring the father who arrested the original Angela or Peter,
Yeah.
and back, who's the father of Sean from Part 2. That's a Friday the 13th thing, but
Another
again,
Rob Dyer. Yeah, again.
a great
It
idea.
was
No,
it was a great
idea.
idea, but that was probably the most poorly executed idea because it just seemed to just build up to nothing.
Well, they
Yeah,
talk
Rob
about
Dyer.
it. They talk about it, and then he just dies. He
Yeah.
gets the same fate as his son, like a wimpy
Yeah.
death.
I love that death,
that's the thing. That was the death I was talking about. If I had to pick a death where I had to be killed, like that's the death. Like he got shot 3 times in the chest and just died.
Yeah.
Right.
What's it gonna be, Angela? A gun.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
It's awesome. I'll tell you what. Here, I've said it several times. I don't like fucking guns in my slashers, but I like it in this. If it's used in the right way, you can do it.
Oh man, you're hard to please. I don't like bees. I don't like guns.
Yeah. Jesus. What do you like?
Well, now I do. Okay, I've come around. I like the bees, and in this case, I like the gun because it works for the scene.
And I think it works
No?
particularly well for his character because it was Riff's gun and he confiscated Riff's blade but didn't even think to search for guns or anything.
Right? Right?
Took a knife away and then said, if anyone else has got anything, turn it over now. Like, you're going to trust these kids? You should have
Yeah.
searched all their belongings.
What the fuck? You're right. That's crazy, man. He wasn't bad though for a cop. You know, he bought the burgers and shit like that. And...
Yeah, unlike Lily, who ate like a whole 72-ounce steak by herself. She was doing like the Peter Luger's challenge or something.
Yeah, she was a lazy piece of shit.
Oh, man.
I'll say
You
they
guys
actually give this movie a climax compared to Part 2.
I
With the
had-
whole
I had
trust
a-
game.
I had a climax too, yeah.
But the whole trust game, because they built up the whole trust game thing, and then how they tie them up, and they have to go find the girl. And when is it the cop that falls down out of the tree, a la Friday the 13th? There.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Where is
see
he?
the
There he
black
is.
girl's reaction? Because the camera can't help as the camera slowly pans in or tracks into the shot, like you see her reaction of total fear, and she's on the screen for like probably 3-4 seconds, and her eyes are, I don't know if you recall this, but her eyes are like rolling, like oh no, like it's just crazy. I think she does a good job, and it's almost like kind of silly because it's all like eye acting. One of the things I picked out there. But then I love how she makes him do the cabin thing. They could have played with that a bit more, because it turned out to be like almost like more of like a cheap haunted house where like they run in, they're like, oh, what's over here? Flash the flashlight on it. Oh, okay, run out. Oh no, what's over here? Ah. And then, but they had to do something, and I do think it was possibly a step up from the climax of Part 2 then, for sure.
I think it's great.
I love
it.
it. I love the double axe kill.
Yeah, the double act kill is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is all. I just love when she pulls a thing and the guy comes down and they fucking, what she does to them is great.
Well, I think, and she's playing with him before. She's like, oh, I think I see him over there.
Right.
Oh, no, he's over there. There he is. And then she cuts him down.
She's great. She's such a smartass in this movie.
Yeah.
More so than the last one.
Yeah.
It seems. Yeah. I like that about her. I think I like her character more in every way in 3 compared to 2, to be honest with you. I think I like the way I think she looks better, and I like the way she delivers her lines, and she's more smartass.
They made her look more prissy in part 2, and in this one, she looks a little bit more cute.
She does look cute, and I'll tell you what, this is the only time. I shouldn't say the only, because if you think about the first one, either way, they kind of make. I don't know if it worked on you guys, but they kind of made me empathize with her when she was having those dreams of enjoying camp, of actually if things would have worked out for her.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's like that scene he did in the second one with the dream sequence, but this was definitely more powerful to me.
Yeah, this was more her delusions of what she wanted everything to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was well done. I like that scene too.
Yeah, they make you try to feel pity for her. It's like, oh man. And she's talking to saying, oh, this has been the greatest time. It's like, then it made me think that's why she keeps returning to camp. She really in her fucking mind thinks that she's gonna go there, everybody's gonna be good, and fucking she's gonna have a great experience at a camp. That's hard.
It's hard not to cheer for her, even in these films, because most of these characters are so unlikable.
That's true.
And she does let these two live at the end, Tony and Marcia. Which, by the way, biggest gut punch in the whole film is when Tony's like, "I'll move to Ohio," and then he's like, "I sort of have a boyfriend." I was like, "You fucking
I know, where did that come from?" That was you fucking
God, I didn't remember that.
That was the last American Virgin ending. It was like she just she did sucker punch him.
Oh my God, I was like, "You bitch. Are you kidding?" I'm like, "Angela, get back here and kill her."
The one thing that was forced is like she lets him go, and then Marcia goes batshit crazy and runs out of there and starts stabbing her multiple times.
Even after being stabbed like 4 times in the stomach, Angela's like still got her one line. She's like, "This is what she gets for being nice."
That's funny because when it happened, and when she was stabbing her, that's what I thought to myself. That's what you get. You let him go. Look what happens. It's true. It's fucking funny. She was gonna let the other 3 survive too. I think she was gonna let them all survive. That was her plan, right?
No.
3 at the end, because they didn't do anything wrong. Remember when she did the surprise with them? I think her plan was to let those 2 and the couple and those 3 people live, because they didn't do anything.
Well, but she had the booby trap set up.
Wasn't she just trying to scare them?
But it landed right in their chest.
They got scared by getting killed.
Ow, you scared me. You punctured my heart.
I don't know. For some reason, I got the impression that she didn't want to kill those 3.
Nah, I think she did.
Maybe she did. Maybe I'm just fucked up. It's possible.
They were the other rich kids. She was gonna kill those rich kids.
Yeah, maybe you're right. How about that whole fucking Saturday the 14th fucking thing and that?
I loved it.
They called the fucking, what's that trash? It was the fucking hockey mask in the wall.
They call it the hockey mask in part 2.
That's fucked up, huh?
Saturday.
They took a jab at Friday.
I do like the fact that they cut the hockey mask. Right. I do find the Saturday the 14th joke a little forced, but I laughed. What can you do?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know if they were taking a shot or just playing, but
I think they were paying homage.
Yeah, but I
love when Angela finally reveals that she's the killer. She's basically sitting there with a sprained ankle in the kitchen, and she's like, "Oh, Lily's out back. Go see for yourself."
Yeah.
And she goes,
so matter of fact, yeah, cool.
That was a good kill too.
Yeah.
Man, the idea of being buried up to your neck just freaks me out. And then to have your head chopped off on a lawnmower. Yeah. I've heard a lot of people complaining that she could have climbed out of the trash hole because her arms were free, because her arms were never tied up when they were playing the trust game. Just her eyes were covered.
Yeah, but she was lazy.
She was lazy.
Well, that's the thing. That's the setup, is that she's so fucking lazy. Take the garbage back,
and demanding.
Yeah. So she didn't do shit.
Pick me up. You're gonna pick me up out of this fucking mess. What's the matter with you? She doesn't believe it's gonna go as far as it's gonna go, and then by the time she realizes, it's too late.
She's burying her. Yeah. Did you hear what she said though? Because she's talking about how her and Herman have a trip planned to Europe. Did you hear them when they're walking in the woods?
I do remember them talking about the trip to Europe, and they go, "Oh yeah, we take."
Yeah,
that."
but then when she's burying her alive, she's like, "I'll change the tickets. I'll get a third ticket. You'll come with us." While she's being buried alive.
Oh, hey.
She says that. She's like, "I'll get a ticket. You'll come with us."
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. If you get a chance, go back and listen. I forgot the exact quote, but she's basically saying, "You can come with us."
That would have been a cool fucking sequel.
Yeah.
The two of them and Angela on the fucking
European vacation.
Right. Of course, the first guy'd be dead, so he was already dead when.
Yeah, he was already dead.
So it'd be like Weekend at Bernie's too, you know. Dead fucking Sweet Pea and fucking.
When were we talking about Weekend Adjacent? Did we just talk?
Weekend in Higgins Haven, yeah.
Yep. Oh fuck! Did you guys notice the callback they did to part one when he puts her fucking hands? Somebody puts their hands around fucking Angela's eyes and says, "Guess who?" Did you realize it? Because remember they did that in the first movie with the love interest with fucking.
Yes, and she.
yeah.
Who did she guess? Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, by joke. Yeah, first she said Ricky, and then she said Burt Reynolds or something.
Yeah, and in this one it was Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was an obvious callback. I thought that was cool though, but I didn't notice till this time because watching them all in a row this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that! They actually acknowledged part one because they didn't. They never have, really. Very little. I mean, they discussed the events of it, but they never had any like callback or character fucking reference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing like that. But I thought that was cool.
Yeah, these were fun movies.
Yeah, well, yeah.
These two were a lot of fun.
So she's 21 years old, right? Not 17, and everybody fucking makes her fucking sound like she's a hag. Oh, you look like it's rough for fucking 17. Like the difference between 17 and 21, 4 years, would be that fucking dramatic.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're acting like she's like her real age in real life. I think she was like 28 or something. So
yeah, if
you're comparing it to that age, yes. But the context of this film, she's only 4 years older. Remarking as if fucking, it's a 30-year-old fucking trying to be a 17-year-old. Said, "Oh man, you look rough for 17. Well, you've been through a..." Who would say that? No offense, but doesn't he say something like that? No.
Yeah, the cop says that. No offense, but you look like you've had a hard life.
Right? Who the fuck would say that to a woman? Are you kidding me?
Whenever no offense comes into into your sentence,
immediately it's going to be offensive.
No offense, ugly, but.
Oh shit. So yeah. Oh, one more thing. The condom. They use the condom in this movie, which, from the movie before, episode 2. They
yeah, that's right.
You don't have AIDS or anything. In this one, they fucking intentionally show you got a condom, and you rips open a fucking condom.
If we're gonna make love, you're gonna wear one of these.
Right. It was like a fucking a PSA,
Yeah. That girl actually auditioned for the role of Angela.
Right.
Tracy Griffith. I'd read that, which was interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they liked her too, but then Pamela came in, and they said she was the first one they saw for that one, and apparently the director, whoever, casting agent, whoever it is, fucking told everybody else right after she left, he said cancel all the other appointments for the day or whatever. They had like 20 more or 30 more people that were going to come in, and as soon as they fucking read with her, that was it. They nailed it. They said this is their girl. So, and hey, she deserves it, man. She was great.
No doubt. I wonder if they were wondering if maybe the star power of using Pamela Springsteen and being able to draw some attention to the movie from that too.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt, right?
Smart business move.
Yeah. Hey, we got Estevez, we got fucking Springsteen. They got them all. Fucking glory days.
We got Alan coming up.
Alan. Oh yes, we do. Yes, we do. Fucking your ass stinks.
Oh, man, that was gonna be my line once I introduced. I was gonna be like, Christian, yeah, stinks.
I beat you to it for once.
Too bad. Chuckles.
All right. Well, what are we grading this shit or what?
Yeah,
let's grade it.
Grade this motherfucks.
Go ahead.
I'm 7.5. It's right there with the second one.
All right.
It's fast. It's faster paced than the second one. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
How do you like that? I'm with you. I'm also 7.5, same as the last one.
Yep, I'm gonna join you guys at 7.5. I was at 7, but again, my ratings for all these films have gone up as we're talking about them.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed these films. It was a lot of fun rewatching all of them.
Yeah.
It really was. I was hesitant because when we said we're gonna do Sleepaway Camp, I'm like, Sleepaway Camp. I'm like, but I didn't realize how much I enjoyed these films and enjoying them even more now.
Definitely. And every summer you'll watch them, you'll probably enjoy them more and more now. Because that's how it's been with me last like 3 years.
And I don't usually watch extras a lot, especially right now, because we're, obviously we're prepping for shows, we're prepping for other shows, watching just a ton of movies. But I actually just, on both the DVDs, was like looking at the extras and watching. I was just like, I wanted more.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
This is our first retro. We want to come on here and drop science on everybody.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even thinking about that. I just wanted to see more because they flew by. Obviously, watching both of them back to back, it's only like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Right, exactly. And I didn't look at IMDb this time at all.
IMDb.
I came out of the hive. I killed girl in the bathroom. Oh boy.
Dave, don't like me.
IMDb.
I
don't know why, but I was listening to JP was asking me about something in episode 10, and I was playing it back, and I heard that part, and it was so funny. IMDb. I understand you. IMDb.
Buzz. IMDb. So I didn't go to I didn't go to the B this time. I don't like B kills, remember? But I did watch all the extras on the Screen Factory Blu-rays. I'm pimping for them, excuse me. Oh,
Jesus.
I know. But they were great, so I watched all that, and they were quite informative. So, they did their job. Screen Factory, ladies and gentlemen. Pick them up at your local
Sweet justice
retailer. Okay. So, yeah, all right. We're going to talk about the piece of shit for a minute.
We could literally cover that for 2 minutes if you want.
Here we go. Don't watch it.
Not only don't watch it, if you have it, burn it.
This is Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor. They actually call it Sleepaway Camp 4.
How can they even put it out? Because these 36 minutes came out on that fucking box that we're talking about. The whatever.
First of all, there was not 36 minutes of new scenes in there.
No, there was like 20 minutes tops.
And it didn't even make any sense.
This is worse than Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Oh, much worse.
This is atrocious.
This is the worst fucking horror movie. If I had a list of worst horror movie, this is it. This and fucking Black Devil Doll from Hell.
They couldn't even film a girl in a bikini right. Like, what were they doing? You literally, the composition was like done by, like, the guy had never touched a camera before. Anybody in the right mind, my daughter could have filmed a better movie than the guy that directed this fucking movie. It was fucking horrible.
It really was terrible. I wouldn't even rate this film.
No, it's all the
shit. That's
all the clips from the other movies with a capped on, like they open it up with the end part of part 3 in the ambulance, and then it just continues from there, and they try to make some mishmash of a story out of it. I heard it was a fan movie, but that fan should be shot.
It looks like somebody who wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah, really it does.
I mean, they picked the right scenes. I'll give them that. From 1, 2, and 3, everything they show was interesting stuff. It's almost like if you're in the mood to watch Sleepaway Camp and you only have a fucking hour on your hands, maybe you could watch it just fucking for the greatest hits type package.
Oh hell no! I was gonna say, because even though they do show the great scenes from the movies, I say you're still better off just fast forwarding through the DVD and going to the random kills.
Right.
Seriously, because it's obviously like the poor quality, the VHS quality. It looks like garbage. It's garbage.
And the plot, you get the plot. She's supposed to be Angela, right? That's what the whole fucking thing is about. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because at the end she starts killing everyone. She starts killing that hunter, and then she's going to kill the cop who was trying to rape her for some reason.
There's like 3 characters in the movie.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
It's not even a movie.
I'm not even 100% sure she was Angela, but she did go nuts.
She did. She was thinking about Angela and this and that, and they were going through it, and then fucking at the end, she had amnesia, so she said she was a survivor of an attack, but then she starts thinking this and this.
And why does this film look like it was filmed like 15 years before the others? The film looked like it was filmed in like the 60s. It looked worse.
Yeah, I know, it did. It looked like fucking Last House on the Left or something.
Probably just because they filmed it on video, shot it on video, and then added like some horrible film filter. But yeah, it's absolute garbage. I mean, the diehards are going to go check it out one way or the other, no matter what we tell them. Don't waste your time.
It's honestly not. Like, you will lose nothing by not checking this out.
You
will gain nothing.
You've seen 90% of the movie by watching the first 3 films. The other 10% is garbage.
It's fucking atrocious. How can this person get away with it? That's what I don't understand. Why can't I just go fucking film different scenes from Halloween and have my fucking sorry ass sitting in my fucking bedroom with a Michael Myers mask on and call it new footage and release it? Well, I'd get fucking sued. How does this person do it?
How does this movie have a 1.7 rating on IMDb? IMDb. Every time I say it. I mean, seriously, 1.7 seems very generous.
Yeah, it should be 0.7.
It should be it would be a 10, a negative 10. Like, it was atrocious.
Yeah, because I think you have to at least rate a 1, right?
I
So people have given
anything.
it a 1 or a 2, but like
I'd be like, remove this from IMDb.
So it's really a 0.7 for the.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
I'll give it a 0. I will give it a 0.
It's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I won't
it's
even
0.
rate it. It's so low.
Absolute 0.
It's sub-zero.
This is our first 0
It's
that we've reviewed.
Sub-Zero. Finish him.
Zero wins.
Fatality.
Absolute zero. Easy.
Well, you know what that means. This is
It's
actually
an imploded head.
This is our
It's an
first.
imploded head. A universal imploded
Not only is
head.
it an imploded head, it's our first Hall of Lame member.
Yeah.
It's a Hall of Lame.
We
is.
haven't had a Hall of Lame
Nope.
member.
Matter of fact, we should fucking not. We should call the lowest rating now the Survivor or fucking the piece of shit or Sleepaway Camp 4. That's what it should. Instead of it being an imploded head, it's none of that. It's a fucking. It's a Sleepaway Camp. Well, of course, we can't even call that a rating because nothing will ever equal it. So, we'll never rate a movie all fucking zeros or sub-zeros again.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Yes, it's a lot of regurgitated footage, but then they did shoot like half the movie is new, and even though it's ridiculous, it's so ridiculous it's enjoyable. This is just not.
You got garbage time.
Yeah, this is
Enough said.
not
Yep.
enjoyable in the slightest.
It's a complete
It's torturous.
waste of time.
Yeah.
We did it. We all watched it so fucking you guys don't have to, just so we can berate it on the show for 5 minutes.
Did you watch it straight through, like the whole thing?
No, I fast forwarded. Well,
Okay.
I watched it on YouTube.
You can't.
I did a lot of fast forwarding.
Yeah, because I literally went to the scenes where it was just, this new girl, this Allison, and honestly, like, even watching it took me like 15 minutes to watch because it was just like whatever the scenes where she was in.
That was it.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
That was it, because we just watched the other movies. So I'm like, well, I don't need to see the flashbacks, which was like I said, 90% of the movie. Done.
No, the only reason why I asked is I was afraid there was going to be like talk over dialogue like while you see the flashbacks. But I don't know and I don't care.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's
We
nothing
spent too
to
much
care.
time on this.
Done and done.
Deserve.
3 zeros. Hall of Lame.
Yeah.
Imploding head.
Yep, Hall of Lame imploding head. The survivor did not fucking survive. Got fucking sub-zeroed. Fuck.
Sub-Zero.
Piece of shit. Okay, so let's get out of there. Sleepaway Camp 4.
Let's get out of there. Come on.
Forget about it. Now here's another movie that a lot of people don't like. Some people like. Some people consider this a piece of shit. But what does the Exploding Heads think about it? We're gonna find out now. Return to Sleepaway Camp.
All right, on to Return to Sleepaway Camp from 2008. Back to our original director from Part 1, Robert Hiltzik. Camp Manabi, however you want to say it, is where kids torment each other, but people soon start turning up dead. That is a terrible synopsis.
But pretty much summed it up.
But I took it off of IMDb, and I'm going to stick with it.
The bee stung you.
Now, a lot of people claim this has the most annoying character of all time in it, and I can't necessarily disagree with them.
No, they are right.
Because Alan is just, oh man.
I will tell you though, this is a closer vibe to the original.
Oh yeah,
last
because
two movies.
they're going for they're going for this kid is tormented and sick, but it's just it's ridiculous. First of all, what kind of camp would allow a kid to go like 2 months without showering or changing his shirt? First of all, they're making fun of his pants. Nobody's like changed that fucking disgusting shirt.
Oh. Yeah, it's horrible. He is annoying, and it's just crazy. But what I find interesting is that this director must hate kids. Because all the kids are just horrible. In Sleepaway Camp, other than Ricky, in this one, everybody's fucking like you don't like anybody. Even the returning characters are fairly annoying, other than Ronnie.
Oh, but Ronnie.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ronnie. Oh man, his acting in this.
Oh, terrible.
Atrocious.
Oh, terrible. He was fine when he talked normal. When it was just a normal conversation, usually with fucking Chef or fucking Big Pussy, he was fine. But later, anytime he got excited or got angry or anything and showed any emotion,
exactly, emotion.
Terrible acting, and I don't say that.
The only two nice characters in this was the girl with the pigtails, who they never really did anything with her character, but she was, like a nice girl who just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
And Petey, who just disappeared from the movie.
Yeah, what up with Petey? Yeah.
Petey was my crush, man. Oh man, she's gorgeous.
And you guys think this is like Return of the Living Dead? So where there's, well, I guess this would be officially Dawn of the Dead 2, Night of the Living Dead. But where I'm going with it is they have the official sequels, and then this is kind of an offshoot, which is his official sequel. So the original director made his official sequel.
Correct.
So yeah, and that's really where it stems, and some people are on board with it, and I actually do feel like this has follows the first one to a T. I was initially really annoyed with that Alan character, but as the movie plays out, it's just as batshit crazy as the original. And it just makes you wonder what the fuck is going on with this director.
I feel bad for Alan. He almost reminded me, you feel bad for him even though he's so fucking annoying, but you feel, because he almost reminded me of Private Piles.
Yeah.
He was just so pathetic that you wanted to cheer for him and be like, you know what, you can be okay, but stop acting so fucking pathetic.
No, because he was a bully to the younger kids. That's why he was an asshole.
Yeah, did you think when it opened up, those three kids lighting farts were going to be the main characters?
Sure.
They seem cool. They seem like the new Rickies. I was like, oh, cool, three cool kids, and they were being nice to their nerdy friend who was getting picked on by Alan, who was so annoying. Alan, stop it. Come on. Oh, Alan should have smashed his fucking head in.
Awful. Dude, Alan didn't necessarily annoy me as I'm watching it. I'm just watching a movie. He never got on my nerves or anything like that. So it didn't bother me. I just fucking... I really have known people just like that in my life, personality-wise. Kids that got picked on at school that I can recall.
Yeah.
That were dirty, that fucking wore the same clothes, and they were fucking overweight, and they, even if they weren't picked on, they were assholes anyway. So it's almost like they were asking for it, and it's kind of like the way it is with this guy.
Yeah.
And I've known people just like that. It's kind of like a combination of 3 different people I went to fucking junior high school with. I totally can see that. It's weird, and I don't know. He's a fucked up character.
Your ass stinks is the best line ever.
Your ass stinks. This one had one of my favorite kills in the whole series.
There were good kills in this movie.
Yeah, the eye poke?
No, the eye poke was kind of stupid because I liked how he impaled himself and rammed it through his head and killed himself, basically.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I didn't like how they kind of took turns looking through the hole for 6 hours.
Oh, that's what's fun about it. No, it's so stupid.
A little bit, yeah.
But it was. I was gonna say it's funny how the friend he had the panties on his head, and that scream is the funniest scream in the whole series.
They repeat it twice, and they do that a lot in this movie. It looks like they took, either, of course, you do multiple takes, or they had camera A and B, and the quality looks like it was not matching on the 2 different cameras, and he'll scream, and then they showed the scream from a different angle, and then when he got poked in the eye, they went from the guy getting poked in the eye, back to the reaction shot of the friend, back to the guy with the poked in the eye, back to the reaction shot of the friend. It was too much back and forth. Yes, and then the guy runs in and then sticks it through his head. But then the payoff is pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
but they do that a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of
Yes,
course,
they do.
Pussy's in it. Big Pussy.
And they call him Big
Pussy.
Pussy at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, he does it. Alan calls him that in the beginning.
Pussy.
Give me a hand. Get your hands off me, you big pussy, or something like that. He says, "Yeah."
Oh, and the stoner kids, how annoying. Weed.
Ha ha ha.
My God.
They were funny. They didn't bother me.
Weed was so annoying. That was a brutal death.
That was good shit.
Yeah.
And that what a prank that is. The smoke cow shit. That would work on somebody too. Totally, you know that would work.
And Alan's like, I am getting high. I feel something.
Right, and that would happen. I could totally see that play out in real life, especially with somebody like that, like an Alan person. Yeah. Oh. Man.
Yeah, these kids, this group of kids looked way too old to be at camp.
Wow.
It was different. Yeah.
And we had another TC who was TC was
another TC.
He's the one who got his eye taken out.
Oh, that was him. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Michael, who was Alan's stepbrother, who was a sociopath, skinning frogs.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucked up.
That was really fucked up. I'm like, what the hell am I looking at here?
Right, it was, yeah, that's what I said too. That's fucking gross. Fucking.
I thought this one had like scenes that were more. I mean, I know the first one was like a Friday the 13th ripoff, but this one felt like it was shaped from Friday the 13th mixed with the Toxic Avenger. Like that whole scene where they bring Alan in and it's like, turn on the lights. Like, it just was
yeah.
I felt Toxic Avenger right when I saw it. And at the end, I thought it was really hilarious when you actually see that the full name of the movie is Return to Sleepaway Camp. Kids could be so mean.
Really? You're shitting me.
No. The final credits says Return to Sleepaway Camp. Kids can be so mean.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
This is an anti-bullying fucking thing, just like the first one was.
Yeah,
That's
it's on the cover. It's on the cover. It's like the tagline.
I never saw that. Wow.
On the box.
Well, wow, really? What the fuck? Oh, shit. I have this movie because it first came out, and I always heard bad things about it, and I never bothered. And then one day I went to Redbox, and it was there. Just
It was in Redbox. I think that's where I first saw it.
Yeah, that's when I saw it. I remember watching it and saying, "No, that wasn't too bad." It felt like it was '80s. I don't know why everybody's ragging on it so much.
It's because of Alan. If you can't stand annoying characters, it can really take you out of the movie. But I found it like so comical at some point. It was like ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: it got. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the last time. I could say that.
No, I did. I mean, I didn't hate. I don't hate it like everyone else does.
I don't hate it. No.
But you know, I definitely didn't enjoy it as much. You know, some of the kills were just okay, and some of the things were left unanswered. It seemed like a lot of people. I don't know. It seemed like some people should have died that didn't die, and then it seemed like some people were still alive, so the kills weren't complete. Like the whole scene in the woods with the penis being ripped off. That guy was still alive. That Randy.
But
Just with no dick.
Randy was alive, and so was the girlfriend. How did she survive having barbed wire wrapped around her head while driving at full speed and crashing into a tree?
Yeah, and they just linger when that girl goes up.
Wow.
When that girl goes up to screaming, she runs up to her, and the girl's still alive. And what does she do? She goes, "Oh my God!" screams and runs away instead of helping her.
That was after she ran by Randy in the woods moaning with his dick chopped off and just left him there. And when she got back, she didn't even tell anyone.
Oh, it's horrible. But that guy, the druggie guy that got killed at the he puts that thing over his mouth. Drugs are for dummies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He can't see that. He doesn't know what sign he's putting on. So that's for us, the audience. Like,
yeah, but even if they put it the other way, he still wouldn't be able to see it.
Well, no, of course. But it's just like, what was it for? Like, and like the killer just happens to have this drugs are for dummies like tape that they could wrap around people's mouths. Like that's totally for the audience there. But still fun.
Wow,
that's a funny death.
I never thought about that. Yeah, it was a good death, but yeah, that was just for the audience. It wouldn't even be for anybody else to discover because he gets burned anyway.
Now, Dave, the first time you saw this film, or Christian too, were you guys even fooled for a little bit that there's not anything up with the sheriff?
Oh, I didn't know who it was. I could tell you that.
but you didn't look at this and be like, oh, I wonder who this actor is. He doesn't look well.
Well, I was wondering. I thought they were just going batshit crazy. I'm like, this director's fucked. He's got another guy with a fake mustache, a beard, and a fake nose. Like, what is with this guy? So I actually thought that it was just the director with a wacky sense of character or something like that. Like, I was like, what are they doing? Then as it played out, I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Because you could see it's girl hands.
What is Robert? He'll think so.
Yeah, or a pretty petite guy.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a
very
great
tiny
exchange when he goes to find Ricky, and Ricky's a bad actor in this one too. But oh my god,
He's better than the original.
Yeah, Ricky, his acting did not get better with it.
Well, admittedly, this was his first gig back to acting. He even says it was bad because he'd done some stuff.
Yeah, but even towards the end, when there's dead bodies everywhere and they're looking for somebody. I forgot who they're looking for, but he's smoking a cigarette while looking for people. Did you notice that he's walking around?
Oh, yeah.
He's smoking. He's looking around.
He's smoking in every scene he's in.
Yeah.
When the cop goes to talk to Ricky, and there's a great exchange of dialogue. I freaking laughed. I had to rewind it and watch it all over again. It was like the cop's like, if anything happens, I may be back. And Ricky's like, is that a threat? No, I just may need your help.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I guess it makes sense because she knew it was Ricky.
I did like the reveal though. I did like how you just see the feet walking, you hear the talking. And
yes, that was done well.
It really was. It was done well.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Even though at that point,
the very, very end, I didn't like the way it played out. She was too content on making that face like the first one, which was fine, and the weird laughing. Okay, I guess.
And then
it was a little overdone.
Credits.
The serious thing at the end when that serious face, it didn't fill in with the fucking tone of anything. It just should have ended the way it should have cut off the way it did in the first one. They could have even done it the same cheap way and fucking,
Did you like the scene after the credits?
Oh yeah, it was kind of uncharacteristic of her, but it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Did you see that, Christian?
No, I didn't see that.
They show her go off and fucking.
Oh wait, no, not the 3 weeks earlier thing, right? Or 1 week earlier where she kills the cop at the car.
Yeah, where she kills the cop.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at the end. Earlier.
It was very weird.
After.
No, but it said 1 week earlier or whatever. That's how she got the cop uniform.
Oh, what the fuck! I'm so stupid. Okay. All right. My bad.
The cop uniform that would have been covered in blood.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. I wasn't sure because I don't remember it saying 1 week earlier, but I'm saying to myself, this is probably a flashback to how she got the uniform. But the only thing was, she didn't get the car from them because that was a police truck he was driving.
Yeah. Why even try to explain it if that's what they're?
It doesn't. It really does. That's not anything. But Petey just disappeared. Petey was so nice to Alan.
Yeah, Petey was cool.
And she was so cute.
Yes, she was. I agree.
And she actually made it. She's an actress now. She's an actress now.
She reminds me of somebody else that was from the series. Maybe from somebody from part 1 or 2.
Yeah, she's currently doing like sitcoms on television.
Nice. I like her.
Yeah, the picture of her on IMDb.
Oh my god.
She looks really good. She's adorable.
Yeah, she is, man. I thought the same thing. I'm right with you on that. I'll tell you what I didn't like about this movie. The fucking score. The loud score. Way too fucking loud. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Did not have to be that loud. And I didn't like that. And I didn't like they did not have to fucking go the CGI route when they did. They didn't have to. The practical was fine. Anytime they put CGI in it, ruined the fucking thing.
With the rats inside Big Pussy.
It was awful. I mean, awful. I guess it was like supposed to be a callback to like fucking what did they have before? The worm coming out, the snake coming out of the kid maybe or something, or
bees,
or the bees,
favorite
something. Death. The finger death?
No, your favorite death. The finger.
Oh. You got a
finger death.
I thought that was.
We didn't have a curling iron, so I think I'll just try this. No, not doing nothing, eh, honey?
The finger death. Oh shit! And the other thing was a callback to the fucking, obviously, in the beginning, the cook. It was almost the same fucking scene. So that stuff was...
Yeah.
I do like that, but the score was bad, and they did not have to use the fucking CGI when they used it. There was another scene where it was fucking awful.
I like the clothing change scene where she's hanging Jennifer by the basketball hoop, and then someone comes in to rescue her, and she runs out and comes back in 2 seconds later in the cop uniform.
Yes, it makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Once you know. Yeah, at first you're like, okay, but now you can see why that cop would be there so quick.
Oh, yeah. But the best kill, and I never even brought it up, but my favorite kill, Bella, the black girl. The bed.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, the
kill.
mattresses? Yes.
The spike mattress.
Precious.
Just
Yeah.
great kill.
Yes, and I liked her. She wasn't a bad character. She didn't take any shit. I liked her, Bella.
Yeah, she was always picking on Alan. Shooting spitballs. Ever seen somebody get hit by spitballs and go, ow! Oh my god! Ow! It was like he didn't make any screaming noises when he was being shot by 40 paintball guns at close range, but when he got shot with a spitball, it was as if he was being stabbed with knives.
Oh, that's fucking great. You're right. He didn't make any fucking noises when he was getting shot by those things.
All he did was like, I hate you guys. Your asses stink. I don't think he said that, but he should have said your asses stink.
I'm pretty sure he did.
He probably did. Why were the fucking frogs dropping from above in that one scene when he got the girl and their friend to go back? How could they have fallen from the sky?
No, the brother and then his friend were skinning and killing frogs and putting them up the tree so they would fall.
So they just happened to fall while they were there.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Magnolia, I think.
Magnolia?
Yeah, but we're training frogs. That's a good movie.
Sugar Magnolia?
No, the movie Magnolia.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it. But why, were there frogs falling from the sky in that movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. A lot of frogs.
Really?
It's not a horror movie, though.
It's okay, though. Frogs falling in the sky is never a bad thing. I can watch that. Shit, your ass stinks.
He loved those frogs, eh?
He did love those fucking... They're my friends!
Asshole.
Sir, that's what makes him annoying. They're my friend. Get the fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck up, Alan.
Like
Take a fucking shower, change your shirt, and get a real friend.
Ugh.
Leave Kermit alone. Do not commit suicide.
Oy, ay, ay. I felt that coming. You could see it build. And you didn't fail a delivery there.
Why did you feel? You knew it was coming?
I could just feel it. Yeah. There's some. I saw the Kermit joke. I'm like, okay, what's coming out next? And yep, do not Kermit suicide.
I'll tell
Wow.
They have t-shirts that say that.
you. What?
Yeah, they have t-shirts that say "Do not" and then a picture of Kermit and suicide underneath.
Oh, that's where you got it from. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think? I have an original thought in my head.
I don't know. I thought maybe for a second. They also have shirts that say your ass stinks. Or what's it called? Your ass smells? What did he say?
Your ass
Your
stinks.
ass smells.
That's a nice way.
Smells is better, I think. Your ass smells. Shit. How about again, older guy with a younger girl? Fucking big pussy.
Yeah,
Right?
they love it.
Yeah, they do love it. Isn't that weird to be known for that? It's just a random thing. It's like Halloween. Michael Myers is known for fucking killing dogs. People don't talk about it much, but, you know. In this too. Fucking older men and younger women, but nobody talks about it much.
Fucking muffin.
Muffin? No, that's Friday. Wrong
I know that's right.
Jason does not kill dogs. Although, a dog did commit suicide because of Jason. So, speaking of a suicide,
Gordon, the suicidal dog.
Hey,
Yeah.
Muffin, do not commit suicide.
Nope, Muffin never had a chance to do it.
Who
Nope,
was it?
but Gordon sure as fuck did.
Gordon.
Yep, Gordon.
Was it-
Gordon. What you
Wasn't he
doing,
from
Gordon?
part 4?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Gordon? We'll talk later, Gordon. Yeah, him. Gordon.
Gordon committed suicide.
Yes, he did. We'll have to watch it. We'll have to get to it.
Take a drink every time a dog commits suicide.
So yeah. So what else do we have in this movie?
I don't know. Like,
Weird, huh?
It's very interesting. You almost do have to check it out. Same director, some returning cast, like who could return. So
Right.
you got Ronnie, you got Ricky, and well, you got Angela, and you got the director. So more or less, anybody that can return from the first one returned. So it is a return to Sleepaway Camp in that regard, and it is a return to sort of form. The mean-spirited sort of kids from the kills from the first one are back as well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more goofy. It feels more like Trauma made it.
Yeah. It's a little slow.
I guess that was a low budget, and they.
I don't know if I'm reading this right. I have to double check this, but I'm reading that the budget was $4 million.
Really?
Oh wow! No, it doesn't. Whoa! They definitely snorted that up.
That's for sure.
I'm gonna check another site just to see if they put it the same.
They weren't using Comet. Oh fuck! Here's what I think. Do you guys notice that one scene when they set up that one chick that fucking Alan likes, and they all stand up and she's the only one sitting or something like that? And
they walk away.
Did you realize that everybody gets up but her? But she says it. They stand up and she goes, "Oh, great, guys. Why didn't she just fucking stand up when they all stood up and fucking look?"
She really, you know what?
Did you notice
I felt like her character was remorseful in the end.
It was. It was remorseful,
I feel like she wasn't really that bad of a person.
No, she wasn't. She out of everybody, she took it the easiest on him, and she didn't want to do certain things.
Yeah,
but she didn't want to lead him on either, so she was in a pickle, you know?
Yeah, this film had a $4 million budget, so
Wow.
that is
It all went to fucking Angela's mask. Come on.
Yeah.
The fucking
fake nose.
It actually all went to the effects done on Alan's shirt.
I think it was getting to get Big Pussy and who was the other big name?
Chef?
That they brought? Yeah. That's
Isaac
it, man.
Hayes?
Isaac Hayes.
I think this was his last movie. I think this was the movie that killed him.
Oh, actually, it was Scientology that killed him. He joined the Scientologists, and yeah, that was it. He fucking left South Park and did this.
I'll admit, Ronnie's acting got so much worse in 25 years, but I will say this: he still was pretty huge in this film.
Yeah, he was.
Man, he's been working out for 25 years, not working out his acting chops.
No.
I still like him.
Starting again.
Right? It started. He gave a fucking My Buddy Valentine line. Totally. It started.
Oh, we didn't talk about Matilda,
Wait, who's Matilda?
the parrot.
Oh, that's right. Nobody mentioned Matilda.
Your ass stinks.
Yes. Your ass stinks.
They should have had some outtakes where they show like Angela creeping in at night to feed Matilda these lines to set up Alan.
They should.
Because clearly, and how does she know that Alan's always saying your ass stinks?
Oh, you think that Angela was the one that did that?
Yeah.
Why couldn't Alan have done it?
I don't think Alan did do it.
Well, why would Angela do it? What does she have to gain by teaching a parrot to say your ass stinks?
The whole point is they were setting up Alan as the fall guy.
Okay, all right.
And once Alan gets beaten by his brother, and then, the brother gets skinned.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Oh man, that's some good effects right there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that looks horrible.
That's
Yes.
where maybe the budget went right there.
Yeah, that's $3.5 million right there.
That was supposed to be the shocking ending. I mean, that's what's supposed to be the dick shot in this one, because they cut that, then her shock face, like you said, Dave, goes on a little too long, and then she throws it to that serious look at the end, which just is a laughable moment.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that mistake.
They should have had her take off everything. Like you see the
clothes?
the beard fall, the nose fall, the voice box thing fall, her pants fall, and then her face, and then it cuts back to her, and then she's got a big old dick sweeping the ground or something like that.
I
Just
am
at the
a
end.
big old
Yeah.
dick. I am a big old dick. Take a look at my meaty clackers.
Exactly. See, we know how to end the movie.
Yeah,
I
and then
am
have her
leaving
scream like
now.
ape.
I will take Matilda with me.
Matilda. I'm just picturing Angela in that room teaching a bird to say, your ass stinks. Repeating it. Come on, Matilda. Your ass stinks. Angela doing this, That would be great.
It had a the first one definitely had that creepy dirty feel to it at times, obviously. But it felt okay because it was made in the 80s. When they do it like now, it feels like you said, almost like trauma-like.
Yeah, it does.
It does. And it doesn't translate well when they do it now versus when it was done back then.
The whole presentation doesn't work for now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the way that the opening credits were and everything else and the way the music was. He should have tried to make it more like fucking the original.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did in so many ways, but not when it came to like the actual presentation of it. I wish he would have done that. That's not hard to do. Graphics like that, people would have ate that shit up. Back to the 80s.
Can you imagine if they had like with a $4 million budget, they could have gotten a male actor. I think Felissa Rose is pretty tall. I think she's like 5'7", 5'8". That's pretty tall. They could have gotten somebody who's like 5'8", a male, skinny, to play a sheriff, and put him in some sort of prosthetic, but nothing crazy. But make it realistic, because that reveal would have been fucking awesome then.
Yes.
I mean, the reveal was done well, even though like, come on, this isn't a dude. This isn't a real person.
Right.
Like,
so. Yeah.
Like it's you could tell it's a costume from the start.
It was almost like someone that was sick, and they had fucking like they had body parts amputated or something.
Well, that's the thing. That's why the sheriff showed up in the first place. They brought him in to talk about drugs because he lost his voice box because of drugs, and then the kids start making fun.
Right. Which I'll tell you what, that was smart.
And then they make Star Wars references.
Right, they did. Yep. Another callback to James Earl Jones. To his father. They say it?
Robert Earl Jones.
Didn't they say, "I am your father"?
I am your father,
Yeah, see?
Robert Earl Jones.
But yeah, I think that was smart because then you can't hear her voice. So when writing it, I could see it being smart. Nobody would suspect that would be Angela.
It had
On
smart
paper,
ideas.
it's
Even the story idea of having a kid tormented is smart. It just wasn't executed well.
Right. I guess on paper things probably worked better, but
yeah. And look, with a small budget like $4 million,
fuck. What was the Final Girls made for? That fucking they captured the 80s fucking great.
Oh yeah. I honestly don't even know the budget.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure myself.
It's probably more. But...
$4.5 million.
See what I mean? Look what they did with the Final Girls. You're trying to tell me they couldn't have done that with fucking this?
I was just making
shit
a joke.
CGI?
I was making a joke that $4 million's a small budget.
I know that.
When it's really not.
No, it's not. But still, I mean, look what they accomplished. Nothing compared to what Final Girls accomplished. Doesn't make sense. Where did all the money go? Someone got fucking ripped off in wardrobe or something.
That's why he never made another movie.
Yeah, see, there's our answer.
He made a $50,000 movie, and he's got $3.9 million sitting in the bank right now.
It fueled his cocaine habit for fucking how many years, and he had to come back and do it again.
Still, though, not as terrible as people say.
All right,
not good by any means, but still, the completionist in me, like I'm definitely gonna pick up the 3 blues from Dave's company that he works for. And I'll probably maybe at some point pick up this DVD. I'm sure you could probably get it for like $4.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if I had to rate it, for me, like.
No, you do.
No, I mean, like if I had, I don't have to do anything. IMDb.
Oh my lord!
I am the walrus.
Cuckoo.
Buzz.
Christian's like, will you rate it so we can go to bed?
He fucking hates it. I know.
It's by no means a great movie, but I still give it a slightly above average mark because I do enjoy some of it, and I definitely enjoy some of the kills. I'll give it a 5.5.
Wow, same exact rating as me, 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair rating.
Yeah,
I do too.
I give it a 5. I mean, just like a passing. I still will watch it. I'll watch it probably again. It's good for a couple of laughs, but Alan is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I got a figure for a $4 million budget. I was wrong. There's no. They must have shot it on film.
I'm shocked it was that high.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, I can't imagine a video production being like that. So I must have.
Especially when the first 3 were made for what, $350,000 and then $460,000.
I mean, I know we're talking about different times, but even with inflation, a low budget movie, come on.
Yeah, this wasn't. Yeah.
Come on.
Come on. for sure.
Oh, you know what? I think I've read on Wikipedia that it costs like $1 million to skin a frog.
There's more than one way to skin a frog. The $1 million method. Oh, fuck. So, you know what? We were all pretty close with our ratings, just for the most part. I mean, the biggest difference, I think, was part 1, where I was, pretty high with a 9, and you guys were 8 and 7. I think that was the biggest difference. Was Christian gave the first one a 7, and I gave it a 9. Everything else...
Yeah, that's a big difference. I feel like I came in a little high on the first 3, but I enjoyed them. So even if I rated the first 3 just like 7s across the boards or 6s and 6.5s, it didn't change my enjoyment of them. So I kind of judged it based on the enjoyment factor. Because this is definitely moved up in terms of not my favorite franchise by any means, but a franchise I really enjoy now. Like 4 films I could easily watch in one night.
Yep.
And
3 for sure.
Yeah, 3 definitely. But
if they would not have made the 4th one, I'd be just fine with that. I'm not saying it's terrible. 5.5 isn't terrible, but I'm just saying if they never would have made it and this just stood as a trilogy.
Oh, it'd be a great trilogy.
Yes, it is a great trilogy. Plus 1.
Say, yeah,
Plus one and a quarter.
One and a piece of shit. Plus, 1 and a negative. This one should be a .75 just on that. So there's in this series there's 3 and .75 of a movie. It's because the one was so bad it takes off of this one. It's negative.
Oh man.
But we were pretty close, and it is a good series. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't get a lot of attention.
No, they're fun films. They have a lot of rewatchability, as I've said about 46 times tonight.
Oh, and you gotta watch Return to Sleepaway Camp just from a sheer bad shit crazy that I've said bad shit 1,000 times tonight too. But yeah, they all have their own unique charm. Maybe charm is a strong word for Return to Sleepaway Camp, but you gotta watch it just for like you won't believe what you're experiencing.
It'd be a fun film to show to friends that have never seen it. Just be like, you want to see like just horrible acting. You want to see like the most annoying character ever.
Right. I'll stick it in every couple of years, I guess.
Hey, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Stick it in every couple of years.
Nice. I'll watch 1, 2, and 3 probably every summer for sure, forever. And Return, like I said, maybe every other year.
It's so weird. I love to hear people talk like that because you're not the only one, obviously, that does that. But a lot of people watch certain movies based on like the seasons in which they're set, and I've never done that.
I'm just starting to, and it's
No, it is. It didn't even dawn on me that we were doing this because it's summertime. Like I would have watched them if we were doing this in December. But
yeah, so would I. Of course I. Yeah.
But I guess it does, add. I'm going to try to do like a Halloween marathon for Halloween because I never watch the Halloween movies on Halloween.
Wow, that's crazy. I never don't do that. Wow, I'm big on that.
I never don't do that. You know why?
Because you were
IMDb.
I
knew it. On that note, I'm just going to stick my head through my computer.
On that note, kids, don't do drugs and don't commit suicide.
Yep. A skin frog.
This was a really fun show.
Yeah.
This really was.
Absolutely. And it should be a fun series.
And I'm looking forward to our next show because I got a lot of shout outs to give to people and a couple of ideas that I'd like to talk about, and
wow.
We're gonna have a guest.
Oh.
Yeah, we are. We are gonna have a guest.
Fucking rookie. I'm just kidding.
Look at him go.
Is our guest finalized? Is it who was supposed to be on the last time?
It's gonna be one
actually, he's number 3 in line right now. Actually, because I'm not sure what's going on with him. So there's a 1 that's been in talks from the beginning, and then there's a 2 who's the backup, and then 3 I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen with him. So between that, somebody will be here. So we will have our first guest next show, and this was our first franchise show.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Our first retrospect. Yeah, cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did, and if not, well then.
We covered 5 films.
Fuck yourselves.
Your ass stinks.
We said we were your ass.
Your ass, Dave, not your ass stinks. That was a way better joke than mine, Dave.
Hey, every so often I surprise.
We said we weren't going to do more than 3 films, and yet we did 5.
Yeah, one doesn't count, and I was gonna go without this. When we discussed it, I said, "You guys just want to do 1, 2, and 3," and you guys both said, "No, let's do them all. Let's do 4." I said, "All right."
I said that?
It's a rarity. Maybe when we do Psycho, we'll do 1 through 4, and that's it. Everything else is trilogies. It's kind of Psycho's kind of the same way. Well, in a way, but whatever. So yeah,
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sleepaway Camp. Check out these movies if you haven't. Everybody have a good summer.
Yeah. Talk to you in a couple of weeks or indirectly.
Stay happy, campers.
Yeah, go camping. It's fun. It's a good time of year to do it. Okay, on that note, finally, we're going to say goodbye once and for all. 1, 2, 3.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.